Hey guys, trust the profits, the formula here, and we are. Oh, we just left the gates. Race one. I was going to push in on Dragoon Guard here, the Brad Cox horse, but yeah, other duties call. Unfortunately, I hope everyone's doing okay out there. Let's go Churchill Downs. We are off right now. Got 6 horses. I was hoping to talk about this, but like I said, other duties do call. 3 out in front here. The 3 is that Frosted Departure. Bit of a surprise seeing Frosted Departure out in front. Frosted Departure. No, I guess not. Sorry, I take that back. Frosted Departure. I guess that wouldn't be too much of a surprise seeing him out in front. That is a horse that, in a number of races over the past couple of years, has been pace forward. Tumba Roomba at 9-5. Dragoon Guard pushing out. That's about where I expect Dragoon Guard to be right now. Yeah, I was thinking about doing something with Dragoon Guard on top and then Frosted Departure and what was the 2-horse called here? We'll take it because I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of speed in this race and we're seeing a lot of it right now. So you can see a couple of these horses might end up breaking down speed-wise, but I still think Dragoon Guard's going to pull out and win this. Looks like he's rounding the corner very nicely there. Not a whole lot of other horses are slowing down, so we're going to have ourselves a real nice finish here. Tumba Roomba's giving it everything he's got, but Dragoon Guard pushing forward. He's feeling it right now. Looks like we'll take it. Holding that. Oh, Tumba Roomba coming up. Oh, wow. Dragoon Guard falling back. It looks like we'll take it. It's going to come in first with Dragoon Guard second. Good thing I didn't get my bet in. There we have it. We'll take it. Dragoon Guard and for third, is it the 4-horse or is it the 5? Did you guys see out there? Little shocked. Little shocked Dragoon Guard did not pull that out. That was a tough one. That's right. Hoo-ha! All right. I can't hear anything right now, but no one else is on there. Yeah. Yeah. $14 winner and next. 265. Tumba Roomba held on. 265. Those were the 3 horses I had in my tip sheet, just in a different order. How's everyone doing out there? I'm going to try to fix. All right. We'll take it, baby. It says right at the wire. How about that? The man likes it. Let's see if I can get my earpiece set up properly here. Bear with me, gents and ladies, if you're out there, but mostly the gents, because I think it's mostly gents tonight. We'll take it right there. We'll take it on top. How about that? All right. Back to me figuring out my whole Bluetooth situation here. Gonna have to unpair it from real life, from work, and pair it up with Play Life. Trust the profits. That's how it's done. Close the door on one, open it up on the next. Disconnect. You got it. All right. Easy Stewart, $14 winner, 42 exacta. Nicely done if you got that. Nicely done. Like I said, I had the top 3 just in the wrong order. Really just had the top 2 switched around. Let's see here. Let me find a way to connect my Bluetooth. All right. Am I hearing? There we go. All right. Now I can hear people who aren't out there yet. All right. Kyle Graves doing great. Got the win on 2 exact. Wow. Well done there, Kyle. Well done. Take it down. Jenny Mack. Ladies and gentlemen, Jenny, ladies, thank you for joining us. Stuart with the $14 winner and 42 exacta. Hey, that is nice. That is nice. I'll take that all day long. Yeah, so 2 over 6 is worth 21 on a 1. Well done if you hit that. Well done indeed. All right. Make sure you guys hit the like button out here. All right, so we don't have anything Triple Crown. We obviously don't have anything Derby Prep going on this weekend. What is the most interesting race going on this weekend, or do you just not care? Do you just not care about any of the races that are going on, any of the parks? What park interests you on this Saturday, Sunday, or long weekend Monday? We got Memorial Day coming up. And I know Memorial Day is when we think about the fallen, but thank you again for your service out there. If you did serve in any of the branches of the military, thank you for the protection you offer us, normal people who just sit here and talk on a microphone for fun. So thank you very much, guys. There it is. It's official 265 and 1596 for the winner on Will Take It. Well done if you did that. Dragoon Guard getting second place, 270 on the place there, but that exacta 42.22 on a $2 bet. The trifecta for 50 cents pays 25.59. Oh yeah. You think a disco ball like up here somewhere, maybe back there? I mean, that could work. Good luck talking Mrs. Formula into that, though. I think that would probably not work out so well. Just saying. All right, what are we doing here? Bob Jackson doing great. Back at you, Bob. Back at you. Jenny, once again, big hit there, right at the wire. I mean, we're off to a good start here in race one. I'm glad I didn't get to push in what I was thinking about doing, because I was thinking a little bit too hard on Dragoon. Dragoon Guard. Jenny Mack, yes, we're just floating through the comments here. All right, let's go Churchill Downs. Indeed. Yeah, Churchill Downs. Nice to have Churchill Downs on an evening. Yes, a little something to look forward to in the evening. Yeah, well done. There it is, Jenny. That was the bet that you had. Well done. So Carolina Moon had 5-1-2-6. There we go. Getting through some of the... Yeah, Kyle, well done. Well done. Glad you pushed forward on Will Take It there. All right. But yeah, getting back to my original question. What is going on this weekend? What are you guys looking forward to? Even if it's not races at all, I'm just curious to hear what you guys like. I know if you look at Santa Anita, they got 5 stakes races on Saturday. Gulfstream's got the big drama. Churchill Downs, the Kirtana. All right. Aqueduct, Paradise Creek. Nothing huge. Nothing, exciting. The Cliffhanger Stakes at Monmouth. Is there anything that you're thinking, oh yeah, this is the one I'm really targeting? This is the one I'm all excited about. And there's some stuff going on. We got some Santa Anita races on Monday as well. Gamely, Hollywood Gold Cup. It's a G2. Got a couple G1 turf races as well. But yeah, what is tickling your fancy? I'm curious to figure out what I'm going to be handicapping this weekend as well. All right. Not a fan of the Santa Anita Calabreds. Yeah, well, it is kind of a tough sell, I have to admit. Santa Anita in general is a bit of a tough sell. Some good races on Monday. Yeah, let me know which ones do you like best. Some good races on Monday. Gotta agree. It's holding us it's holding us out until we get to Belmont. But what races do you like? Are they the Santa Anita races? Or is there something else? Lone Star has a bunch of races too, but unfortunately we're sort of blacked out. Texas Derby, that's kind of interesting. Monmouth has the Mr. Prospector, a 6 furlong race. Winning Color Stakes, G3 at Churchill Downs, 6 furlongs on dirt. That could be interesting. Yeah, if you guys got some opinions, let me know. Santa Anita Monday. Yeah, Santa Anita Monday looks pretty good. I might cap that one. Trying to figure out if there's another one out there to cap as well. All right. And I may step away for just a moment. I hate creating dead air, but I might have to do a thing or two in a second. But I'll hold tight for a while here. We are looking at race 2, 19 minutes to post. All right, so it's not just an army of firsters. That's good to see. Always takes my breath away when it's just one horse with one race and 12 firsters is the second race. Good to see. We've got 7 horses in a maiden race here. 48K purse, 20,000 claimer. Horses 1 through 7, and the 8 Mike check is crossed off, is scratched. Who do you guys like in this race coming up here? All right, we got someone from Mountaineer early in the week. Bob Jackson. I find no shame in the small parks. Take Mountaineer. Have some fun with it. Good times, good times. Right. Turn the page to the next race. I think we got mostly happy people out there after the first race. We are doing maidens here. Let's see what sticks out to me right now. So they're going a mile on dirt, 48K purse. What sticks out as being interesting to me here? Dan DeOro. Dan DeOro didn't stick out a whole lot to me, but I have him as having the best last race, which for maidens usually means you have to consider him. What is Dan DeOro getting right now in terms of money here? So Dan DeOro is getting 10-1. Not pointing him out because he's my first horse, obviously. Like I said, he didn't hit my top 3. My top horse picked here, Tough Customer, across the board in 3 races. Gonna have to pull up the sheet here. I'm going back and forth between my sheet and the sheet. Yeah, he looked good his last time out. He went a mile. It was on dirt. Previous to that, he was on turf. And he was at Oak Lawn last time. He got second place by a number of lengths. Yeah, okay. So that's the one that graded out best for me. It's a Brad Cox horse, Luis Saez, and he's got the best trainer and jockey in the race. So that counts for something. And unless you want to make an argument for Jose, who's on the 5. I'll get to him in a second here. Move on to Half Tempted, the 2. Half Tempted, the 2 was claimed 3 races ago. Steve Asmussen trained. Keith Asmussen is the jockey. Keith Asmussen's been on this horse 3 times. Best time he came in second in a maiden claimer previous to this, and then just hasn't looked that good afterwards. Looked like in his 4th race, went off at about 4-1. Probably expected to do better than he did. Came in 6th place by 5 lengths. And then last time out, he was in a claimer. Came in 10th place by 16 lengths. Not involved. Going a mile and a 16th in that one. I do have him rated high. I don't like that last race, but it looked like it was a bit of a class up, if I'm not mistaken. Not really, but it's claimer. He went to a claimer. And then the next horse here. Yeah, I do like the 6 a lot. But Army Hero's coming up as my next horse, the 5 horse. Lucky 7's in there as well. But let's go to Army Hero, trained by Joe Sharp, Jose Ortiz, possibly the best jockey, along with Luis Saez in this race. This is a horse, second to last time out on all weather. Set the pace, lost by a nose, nearly broke his maiden, then went out again, going 7 furlongs on dirt, and lost that one by 7 lengths. Definitely looked like, head bump. Yeah, he looked like he had some problems in that race. So almost one you want to really cross off. This is the one that's probably seen the most class. The 4, Lucky 7, he went to 120K race. What was that? It was a maiden special weight race. This one came out of maiden special weights a number of times. Churchill Downs on turf. Didn't show much, though. So it's really hard to that. Who do you guys like in race 2 here as I'm going through the horses that I like? So I think if I go in order here, I like 6, 2, 5. And I think 7 is going to be my next horse here. I really like that 7. Carolina Moon, 6, 5, 2, 3, similar to what I like. Starting with the 6, we got the 2 and the 5 crisscross switched up there, and then you like the 3 as your next horse up. Yeah, the 3. I mean, let me look at the 3 real quickly here. This will be his 3rd race. Claim and a claim. So after his first race, he got claimed previously by Shane Wilson, then DeSormo, and then Wilson's got him again. So didn't show a whole lot. The first race, 8th place, 19 lengths back, stepped slow. And then the next race, holy cow, ninth, 44 lengths back. Looks like he's had some trouble. So this is one where you look at, say, 15 to 1. I'm guessing this is what you're thinking, Carolina Moon. 15 to 1. Had some trouble times out there. Currently looking at 23 to 1 on the board right now. Thinking we just haven't seen what this horse can do yet. So put him in there. And then maybe a trainer like Shane Wilson can figure it out. Maybe that's what you're thinking there. 246 is what Bob Jackson has. So he's going lucky 7 here. Lucky 7 currently getting 21 to 1. Gotta like the name, Lucky 7. Sophie Doyle on the mount there. Yeah. So if I scroll through here, it's a horse that's been through it a number of times. Last time out, maiden claimer on turf. Been on turf and in all weather the last 4 times out. Definitely struggled with the turf. 10th place, 11th place, 9th place, turf and all weather. Yeah, number of lengths back. Interesting play on the 4 there, being in your wolf pack, as it were. Bob Jackson. All right. All right, guys, don't forget to hit that like button. So we're in the lounge, race 2, Churchill Downs with 12 minutes to go. Let's see if one of my friends joins me here in a little bit. Okay. All right, starting to see some people roll in here. The questions are, who do you like in race 2 and what do you like this weekend? Anyone got any plans? Parades, you guys big parade people out there. Got a local parade to go to. Went to one last year. My daughter was playing flute in it. It was a lot of fun. It's over in about 10 minutes. Yeah, if you look, I would say, let's see who we favor now. The 5 is getting 3 to 5, which is a little bit of a shock to me. Let's see if I look through the form here on the 5, Army Hero. Troubled last time out. I mean, I think they're skipping back and looking to the race previous to that, Joe Sharp and Jose Ortiz. But man, I like the 6 here considerably better. Am I crazy to think that? I love the fact that we're getting Brad Cox and Luis Saez at 3 to 1 right now, and the 5 is sitting there at 1 to 2. Yeah, I'm thinking doing something where you key the 6, you throw in the 5 just for precaution, you throw in the 2 at 5 to 1, and the 12 at 12 to the 7 at 12 to 1. You're hoping that one gets in the mix somehow and spring some life for you. It looks like Tony Callow's got the same. Oh, both Joe and Tony have the same numbers I have, just different order. One likes the 5 first, one likes the 2 first. I still like the 6 first. Who do you guys have on top in this one? I definitely, yeah, a lot of horses here with a lot of trouble. Not a lot of them are coming off of a race where it looks like they could pop all of a sudden, except for the 6. I do like that 7, though. Yeah. 7 had a really strong close last time out. I could see that horse winning. Started off in trouble. This is at Churchill Downs, April 29th. Started out, saved ground. Started out in 12th place, 9 lengths back, kept moving up slowly. The second call, he was 8 1/4 lengths back, still pretty far back, but by the stretch, he was 6 lengths back and in 4th place and closed sticking in 4th, but 4 lengths back. So he made up quite a bit of ground there. It feels like you're getting a deal at 11 to 1 on that horse right now, but yeah, we'll see. He's got a chance to win this, I think. We got 9 minutes to post here. I'll give you my official bet in a little bit. All right, Bobby D is thinking exacta box with 5 and 7, and then 2, 6, 3. All right, Bobby D, good luck to you there. I do see a lot of people pushing in on the 3, and yeah, I think That was the horse I was looking at where it looked like the 3 in 2 races getting claimed after each one. Definitely looks like this is one where you're expecting it to actually race for the first time and not get into trouble. You're actually expecting to see what this horse could be made out of here. Coming from hard spun, 25K. Yeah. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. All right. The 6, that's got my highest jockey trainer sire combo. Let's go through the sires here. I got Candy Ride. I got Candy Ride as an 8. Medagliadoro on the 7 horse. Got that as a 9.1 for the sire. If we move over to the 5, Union Rags, I got Union Rags at an 8.2. The 4, Curlin at an 8.6. Hard Spun, an 8 solid. Yoshida, 6.1. And what is this? Good Samaritan on the 1 at 6.56. So in terms of sires here, I got the 7 as having the top sire. After that, we're going to Curlin on the 4. And then you got Union Rags, Candy Ride, Hard Spun, all sort of in that low 8 range. My buddy Firsty. Good luck to you today as well. I'll be seeing Firsty in a couple weeks there. Gonna go visit my bud. Have some raging dude times. Drinks, guitars, poker, who knows what else. Fun times. Kyle Graves, he's already putting something in motion here for a try-key box where he's got the 7, the 2, the 5, and the 6, keying up that 7 there. Good luck to you, Kyle. We're thinking alike, buddy. We're thinking very close to alike here. Because if you get that 7 in there, you're guaranteed to get a pretty strong return, I would think. Even if you get the 5 on top, it'll pay for itself. 6 minutes to post. Yeah, let me see if I've got my media assets set up here. Trust the profits here. Yes, we are getting ready to make our first bet. Try key box with 6, 2, 5, 7, total of $9. We'll take that out of the bank. That is a 50-cent try key box. I think I did that right. Let me just double check my numbers here, but I'm pretty sure, pretty close to what Kyle Graves just posted. The only difference being, that instead of putting the 7 as my key, I'm putting the 6. So not as chalky as the 5. The 5 currently sitting, last I checked, was 3 to 5, still at 3 to 5. Next up would be the 6. But then the 6 guarantees me that I could get the best possible outcome here, which would be to push the 5 out and get some sort of combination of the 6, the 2, and the 11. Your 2 is at 9 to 2. Your 6 is at 5 to 2. The 7 is at 11 to 1. So you're really hoping to get a piece with that 7 in there somewhere. But I'm saving just in case we do get the 5 squeaked in there. I know a lot of people are pretty high on the 5 here, obviously. Definitely not worth 3 to 5. I would not want to bet that on Army Hero right now. I do not see it, but someone out there does. Seems like a lot of people do. An error occurred. All right. Posting that to Facebook, an error occurred. Interesting. Okay. All right. All right. Hello, everyone. Yes. Hello to you, Attila. So top sire for distance, tracker sire. Yeah, top sire. It is a number I'm coming up with just in general. So yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean for the distance or the track surface, but just has the sire has produced progeny for the year and putting a rating around them and what their performance has been in general. So that's the rating that I have there. All right, right at the wire, 6, 7 exacta box. I like it. I like that a lot. I think you're with me on that one. You see a lot of the value in the 7. I think especially given all the other horses out there, I don't see it being distant outed. I don't see it being spread out as much as they're showing right now and anchoring on that 5. I think the 5 is not not that much better than a lot of these, and for him to be under even money is pretty insane right now. I'm not leaving him off my ticket as you saw, but yeah, fools never do. Eh. We'll see. We'll see. Sometimes fools get lucky too. Am I right? Carolina Moon. All right, you got the 5-6 in the first leg of your daily double and 1-2-6-8 in the last leg. Good luck to you, Carolina Moon. Let's get that. Let's get that. With the 6 on top, preferably. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. We got 3 minutes to post here. The horses are trotting around. Indeed, indeed. Sometimes fools get lucky. Indeed. All right, let's put that bet up there. All right. Getting close to 5:30 here. We should start to see some more profits roll in a few minutes here. I think Sean Patrick Nolan said he was probably going to roll in a couple minutes here and save me some of my oxygen. I'm just sucking it out of the room right now. Colin Sheehan, hey, back at you. How you doing tonight? Who you like in this race, Colin? Go ahead and send that back there if you were able to. Might get some riders up Tim in here in a bit. We'll see. But for right now, you got just me, and we're getting ready for race 2 here. We got our bet in place. We're hoping to get lucky with the trifecta. That's how it starts. Bobby D, look at that, pushing forward. Win on 174. You get some value there. That's for sure. I like the 7. The 1 and the 4. Good luck to you on those two. Good luck to you on those two. Yeah. I think you're probably just looking at this and saying, and go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't look like this field is strong enough that the last 3 in terms of odds. Well, no, sorry, the 7th isn't the last, but 2 of the last ones in terms of odds have as good a chance as anyone. I think that's kind of what Bobby D is saying here. But again, correct me if I'm wrong, sir. Jenny Mack. Race 2, you got an exacta box in the 1-5 and a win place show on the 1. All right, what is it about the 1? A couple people are talking about the 1. What did I miss here? The 1 in his second race. Carlos Barbosa, the jockey, Brian Williamson, the trainer, Good Samaritan, the sire. In that first race went 6 furlongs, and we're going 8 furlongs in this one. Started off in 7th place out of 7-10 lengths behind, never involved. Moved up to 6th place, but finished 25 lengths off. So I think what you're looking for there is just a horse. And we see this all the time, right? Especially in these maiden races. I often usually put a note in there. If it's the horse's 3rd race, that's when I really pay attention. That's when I say, okay, can I start chucking these aside, and we'll see a completely different race from the horse now. So maybe that's what you're thinking there with the win place show on the 1. That second race out, we didn't see the real horse last time. Now he's kicking it into gear. All right, they're starting to load up for race 2. Let me go back here. James White, 4, 5, 6, 7 trifecta box. Good luck to you, James. All right, let me go back to our Trust the Profits bet here. And actually, let me go to the banner and correct it. I need to take $9 off. We're down to 91. Got plenty for the rest of the boys to spend there tonight. Whoops. Forgot my dollar signs. Deleted it, and they're off. See what we got going on here. Way spread out. The 3 is jumping out in front early on. Looks very gingerly out there, though. It doesn't look like anyone is tearing this field up at all in terms of pace. I actually had the first 4 horses here as being pretty far back off the pace. I didn't talk about pace much. I expect the 6 to grab it at some point, and it looks like he is going to move up there along with the 7. But yeah, none of these horses have shown quite a lot of pace. The 6 did show a bit of a stalking position last time out. It looks like that's where he's sitting right now. The 6 went off at 2-1. This is the key here. I do need that 6 to finish in a good spot for me. Dan De Oro at 13-1. I'll take that. Really, my ideal situation here would be for the 3 horses in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th to just move past that 3 at some point. Make me a happy man. Hard Spun Run out in 1st right now at 28-1, getting stalked by the 6, who is now making that move. 47.49 is the half-mile mark. time there. 6 is definitely getting in his ear. He's about a head behind. The 5 is definitely making a move, showing why he is a 3 to 5 favorite. Me compadre coming up closer, but the rest of the pack really falling behind here. The 3 is probably going to hold on if he doesn't. Oh, the 3's jerking around a little bit there. The 6 is giving him fight, but the 3's still holding on. The 5 way out there. Now coming in a little bit closer to the 6, getting very close, giving him a little bit of a bump there. What is that for? Now they're dueling it out there with a lot of rubbing. The 5, the 6, and we'll see what happens there with all the bumping. It is 5, 6, 3 drat. So anyone that had that one, congratulations. I know someone out there had that. There are a bunch of people that had the 3. Congratulations if you had it. Let's see what we got here. I did not. Should have just gone with 5, 6 straight up and been good with that. All right, what we got here? Carolina Moon. Take it down, racket. You got it. We'll see what that pays out there with the 5 being on top. I don't know if there's going to be an inquiry. I know there's some bump, and I don't know if it's going to change anything here, but got to think that maybe with all that bumping, the 5 was edging out the 6. We'll see. Carolina Moon, take it down. We got no, not there. Let's put Carolina Moon's win up there. Having a good day so far. Carolina Moon also starting off that daily double nicely, no matter what happens here. Right at the wire, unfortunately, buddy. We didn't make out this time. All right, we got Bobby D. Came close with that 3. I know you're rooting for it there. You're getting real close. Carolina Moon, yeah, you had that. Or is that the last race? Did I scroll up too far? What race are we talking? We're on race 2 here, Colin. You can give us any race you want, though. If you got opinions on any race, go ahead and drop them in here, Colin. We'll take it, even if it's Evangeline. We're at Churchill, by the way, Colin. Just letting you know. All right, 5, 6, 3. So just doing a quick check here. 5, 6, 3 on race 2. The 5, 6 that is going to pay $3 on an exacta of $1. Yikes! Yeah, that is pretty chalky there. Jose got the win. It's unofficial. No inquiries yet. Incidental bumping, if you want to call it that. Definitely looked like he impeded the 6, but who am I to say? I'm not a steward, obviously. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 5, 6, 3. If it's $3 on that exacta, you're getting 28 on that third leg there. Man, it's not going to pay much. That's a bummer. Having 3 to 5 and then the 2, you get 28. I'm going to guess. Okay, we're going to do the guessing game. Hombre's better at this than I am. Yeah, Hombre's better at this than I am. I'm going to say the trifecta pays 14 here. Yeah, that would be my guess. Ooh, Bobby D. Lost it on the first one or this one here? I think you had a win on the 3, unfortunately, right? If I read that properly. Went back on the history, tried to figure it out. Yeah, I'm going to guess it's going to be 14 here. Anyone else got a guess on what the trifecta is going to pay out on this one? We'll find out in a moment here. It is official, 5, 6, 3, no inquiries. All right, we should have some numbers here. Show on the 3 was 702. That's not too bad considering the chalk that was on top. The trifecta pays 2134. Hey, that's way better than I thought. That is 50% better than what I thought it was going to pay out. So congratulations, Carolina Moon. I think you're cashing out 2134. Well done. Well done. Boddick 1970, good evening to you as well. Pull up a chair here in the cocktail lounge. Welcome, welcome. 5, 6, 3 in race 1. right. Yeah, sorry, Bobby. It's unfortunate. All right, now we're coming up on the next race. We'll turn the page. 14 horses. The last 4 scratched out. We got 10 horses in. Maiden special weights. Going 5 furlongs on turf. The purse is $120K. So go ahead and figure out who you like. We got 3 firsters in this one, including a couple that have a little bit of favoritism. The morning line favorite is it's a firster. But currently the horse taken down the most. Oh, I'm sorry. The morning line favorite is the one. Wakuda is currently now down 4-5. Got another horse I like in here as well. We'll see what you guys pick here. All right. Ethan Nolan asking any major potential upsets today. All right. Let me scroll through and see if I've got anything for you here. If anyone else has any major upsets, potential upsets for Ethan Nolan, go ahead and drop them into the comments. There's a couple out there that I think look pretty interesting. Don't have a huge high rating on them, but ones that could come up with a strong outing here. We'll say if we go to Ethan, if we go to race 6, we've got the 10 Sweet Note at 8-1. Got good ratings on that horse. Walsh being the trainer, Morales is the jockey. Had some good workouts recently. Really like the earnings per race on this horse as well, 34K. I think the next one up after that is 22K. So there's a nice spread out there for earnings for the distance. Close to 35K on that horse. The next highest is 23K on my next horse up, which is the 2 Araki. So that would be the one that I would poke at right now. Is the 10 in race, where was I? In race 6. Anyone else have some upsets that they like for Ethan Nolan here? Okay. All right, guys. Race 6 for me. He likes, so Kyle likes 6-2, 9-10 in race 6. Jumping ahead a little bit, but yes. That's the one that he likes for the long shot. I see it. There's some value there, especially for the park. I think the horse races well the last time out. He's got a pretty strong race rating, so you got to think that the 6 is in there as well. It's a really good race to play for long shots, in my opinion. We should be having another profit coming on in a second here, and I'll get through what I think is going to happen here when he gets on, and then I'll hand it off to Spin Nation. Oof. Good luck, Ethan. That's your bet, not mine. Easy. I hope you have it to play, buddy. Good luck to you. Horse run in Indiana on the 27th. Oh, okay. We're talking some shop here. Good stuff. Good stuff. What's the 7 looking like? Are you asking about race 7 or the 7 horse? Let me see. Or are you guys having your own conversation over there? We'll let that hang for a moment. All right. Going back to my original question, what races do you guys like this weekend? I know a couple people were interested in Santa Anita on Monday. I think we also had some people who like one person out there who liked Mountaineer. Oh, look at that. Right at the wire. Going to be in my neighborhood. If it was in the suburbs, I'd be a little bit closer. As it is, I'll be further out. But hope you have a good time. Wrigley Field in July is quite a delight. So you're asking about the 7-horse in race 3. Kerum's Croupier. All right. I do not have a high rating on that horse. I do not. It'll be the second time out, but I have a few more that I like better. Yeah. Just got to figure out the order on these here. I think I got it set, though. Yeah, I'll hand it off to Sean with that when he's on. All right, the 2 and the 7th, Vacoma Philly, and it's his 9th birthday. All right. Let's see. The 2 and the 7th, Autumn Rhythm. Yeah, I could see that. The 2 and the 7th, Autumn Rhythm, coming from Vacoma, Luis Saez. All right. Yeah, horse that's getting closer to the pace and an allowance race, 127K, getting a better jockey. Yeah, there's another horse I like in that race. It's coming off of a 200-day layoff. Steampunk at 7-1, the 7 and the 7th. I don't have like a hugely high rating on him, but there are certain things that stick out to me there. For a horse that closes ground, one of the few ones to do it, an 8-furlong race with a bunch of stalkers. Yeah, if he gets an opening, that horse could be interesting as well. Steampunk in the 7th. All right. All right. So we're on race 3 here. Race 3 with 15 minutes to post. Yeah, it looks like they are got a whole bunch of horses here that have just a couple. Yeah, one race between them. Nothing more than that. A few horses scratched out. One had 2 races. The most tested horses, the 1 horse, Wakuda, coming from Steve Asmussen, Jose Ortiz, coming off of 120K maiden special. Similar to this race. Same thing can be said for the 5-horse. 5-horse Red Beretta at 12-1 came out of 120K maiden special as well. Got a few horses coming out of 90,000 maiden special weight races, pretty much the rest of the group. And then you got a couple firsters dropping in there. Well-regarded firsters. One guy who isn't a firster, though, is Sean Patrick Nolan.
Hello, good sir. How are you?
Good. I'm going to have to drop in a little bit.
Yeah, no worries, bud. Yeah, thank you for taking over. Yeah, the rain and the traffic up here is ridiculous, but
yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, we got real close in race 2. It was too late for race 1, which is good because I think whatever I would have put down, I would have gone hard with Dragoon Guard to be in first. But
oh, geez,
I had the top 3. We've got some winners in the lounge already, as you can imagine.
Love it.
Yeah, love to see it. I'm going to go real quickly through who I have for race 3.
Yeah, who do you like, bud? Yeah.
So I like the firsters here. I think
Okay.
at least one of them is going to get a piece.
Sure.
I think the 4 grades out real nicely for me. Florent Drouot, Brad Cox, No Nay Never. Not exactly the greatest workouts, but Brad Cox dropping in a firster, I always have to pay attention to that. Right?
Yeah.
The next one coming up here, My Sweetheart. So both of them are getting pretty good odds right now. Nanina, the 4 open up at 7-2. My Sweetheart opened up at 8-1. Now they're both sitting around that 5-6 territory. But I also like Mark Cassie, Lanfranco Dettori, Flame Away. And the workouts that this horse put up, the last one, a 47-second 4 furlong, I think that's considerable.
Yeah.
And then I look at the rest of the field. Wakuda, who's currently at what, 4-5 last I checked. Yeah, 4-5, still sitting there. Been sitting at 4-5 since we probably started opening the betting.
Yeah.
Definitely feel like this horse has to be a consideration
Sure.
for certain. Steve Asmussen, Jose Ortiz getting the one hole there. And then my last pick is going to be the 6 horse Mother of Pearl.
Okay.
Currently sitting at 9-1. Really like the last race this horse put out. And
Yeah.
we're talking about 5 furlongs on turf. This is the horse of the pack that sets the pace.
Yeah.
Didn't fall back too much out the first time out. Really like the race times of both the 1 and the 6 here.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that we're getting a bit of a value on the 6. So there you go. My numbers in order are 4, 3, 1, and 6.
4, 3, 1, 6. Love
That's
it.
what I like.
Love it.
All right.
Thank you, my man, for doing it, for taking
No
over.
problem.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll tell Tim 4, 3, 1, 6 before I hang up here. Though
4,
that's
3,
what I've
1,
got for this
6.
race coming up. And good luck to you both, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
We do a soft handoff, as we call it.
I love it.
No
Exactly.
problem.
Go deep. Go deep. Thanks, buddy. Hey, buddy.
What's going on, my friend?
How are you? Just got through the Boston.
Doing wonderful. Back for another night in the cocktail lounge.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, JG Funk. Yeah, exactly. It's pouring here in Massachusetts. I was trying to get home, and it is very wet up here today.
I had a meeting run a little bit long that kept me out a little bit longer than I would like, but we're here now.
We're here now. That's all that counts. So, Tim, as always, I'll let you take the first race, my good man.
Sounds good.
And it's a maiden filly 2-year-olds. The 2-year-old babies here.
Little baby dash on the turf.
Exactly. Yep. You got some new shooters here trying to establish themselves. Always exciting.
Yeah, and this race here, I love trying to find, especially in these baby races, trying to find the first time starters, and I don't see a whole lot in this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is up, Rick?
Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Rick, if you really want to know how to do it, this is how you do it.
Riders up!
Love it. That is how you do it.
We are here.
Except Mr. Buffer did quite the job this weekend. He was pretty darn good. We got George Peak, we got Jenny Mack. Let's see what we got. We got JG Funk. We got Curtis Bodick. Look at this. We got Carolina Moon. How are you?
Yeah, I saw as I was
Ethan?
walking in the door listening to Formula, I heard that Carolina Moon had the last race.
Good job, Carolina. That's awesome.
Alex, what's up, my friend?
We got Alex, Kyle Graves, everybody here. Tilla.
Ethan, we're not going there tonight. We've already hashed that one, rehashed it, and rehashed it. So.
It's on to the Belmont. It's on to the Belmont.
Looking forward, not backwards. Forward.
Exactly.
What's up, Jenny?
There you
Jenny
go.
from the block.
Absolutely. Let it go. Is that like frozen?
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, let it go. Let it go.
Move along. Move along.
Yeah. So let me see here, my friend. We got the horses going out here onto the track. I didn't get to see the picks for everybody, but let me see here. But they're coming onto the track. The big even money favorite is Wakuda. Stephen Asmussen, who lost to Sassy C at Churchill Downs in a very good race, and they were well bet that day too. Looks very good on the track.
Yeah, I think the one looks pretty tough in this race, Sean.
Yeah. We got the 2 Wesley Ward with Walter Rodriguez clowning around.
And to answer your question, Alex, I have the 2 second behind the 1. I do like the two.
Yeah.
If you look at that debut, it was in the slop. Wesley Ward, we know he can get them ready. A lot of people think that he's strictly dirt. Wesley Ward does really well with these short turf sprints.
Yep. The Nina's was one of my favorite Italian restaurants back in the day in Dorchester, Mass. Red Beret, but not getting much play at all for Brad Cox firster. Mother of Pearl, Junior, and we got just Julian
Leperoux.
Edgar Morales.
That's my best French accent I got, Sean.
I love it. Julien Leperoux. And we got Munchkin, the hot Louis Saez, riding for Jose D'Angelo.
And Ethan was asking how Munchkin is looking. I will tell you, as soon as he got through the post parade, Luis was standing up in the saddle, and he got away from the pony quickly, and he is warming up hot.
Yep. Now, interesting, which is funny here. I was looking at this. The 8 is an interesting one because that's Arundel, and Arundel usually likes to win first time out. Especially down in South Florida. And interesting, this horse ran in the slop, but was favored.
Yes.
And Louis Saez comes back, so that's an interesting 11-1 play for sure. Because Arundel is usually the win first type owners in these races.
Yeah, Jose, when Jose D'Angelo gets Luis up, the two of them, they don't fire at a super high percentage, but overall their ROI is 242.
Yep.
So they do have a positive ROI.
Yep. That's Harley's little brother, but I forget what this is Churchill, but I forget what his name is. So I will give you my top 3, Tim.
Let's have it.
Number 1 was Wakuda. I think this horse is going to be very tough to beat. The daughter of Gunrunner, lost to Sassy C, who could be a very good horse, and was no match for the winner, but was ahead of everybody else. So I think this horse definitely has a real positive future. And Jose Ortiz right now, I mean, what more do you have to say than that at Churchill Downs? My second pick was Munchkin. Jose D'Angelo. Louis Saez sees his way to get back on this midshipman. Did not like the slop at all, but this is a firm turf, not a maybe just doesn't like the off-going. And Arundel is always known as a win first owner operation. So I thought at 10-1, I thought this horse was definitely worth the price of putting across in here, because Louis sees fit to ride this horse again, and did lose to Storm Cloud Rising, who was a very good horse. And so I think that is definitely one to look at. And my third pick was the 6, Mother of Pearl. Justin he comes out of that same race as Munchkin, and came in a solid third, was leading for a little bit, gave way, but again, put a nice effort in there. And if Julian knows to get out to the front, he's known to steal races. So I was 1, 8, and 6.
All right. So I did have the one on top as well. I already talked about it a little bit. I have the 2 climbing around second. I just think Wesley Ward in this kind of field typically does pretty well. So I'm going to throw that first race out and give this one a shot. And then I like the 4 Nanina as well. The first time starter. I'm always going to look to put one of the first time starters in, and I think this is the best of the bunch. So Brad Cox out of it's a no nay never out of Medaglia d'Oro mare. Can't beat that kind of breeding. Stone Street Stable Zone. So I think that one may have a shot first time out. But I do as well. Hate to keep D'Angelo and Saez out of the wager. So it's just figuring out how to attack it here. And I've got an idea. I'm just kind of watching them here.
Sure. Yeah. And notice a lot of them are coming out of the weekend that you and I were there, all the slop. We saw a lot of these horses run ourselves,
Jenny, you say that with conviction. So why do you say the one won't win that strongly? Let me have it.
Definitely a fair assessment if you think so. Thank you to everybody joining us tonight, as always, here in the Cocktail Lounge. Also,
all right.
Yeah, that's fair. Gunrunners on the turf, like it. By the way, I want to wish a belated birthday to my man Junior Alvarado. Celebrated his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Junior.
And happy birthday to the Wolfman himself.
Yes, to the Wolfman, absolutely, our boy.
The Wolf of Oaklawn. Yeah. Jen, I don't disagree with you at all. It's just like, who do you take in this field? And I've got an idea of how I want to play it. So where are we at here? Are we headed to the gate?
Yes, we are headed to the gate.
Yeah, let's do this, Sean.
Okay.
I think we are ready.
Okay. Like it.
All right, so I'm gonna get this punched in here really quickly. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a 50-cent tri-key box. We're keying the 2 with the 148.
Okay, there you go. Okay,
that'd be a $9 wager.
Love it. I like it, my friend. Then we're heading into the gate. Is it a nice night that day down there, Tim, or is it overcast?
You know what? Today was actually a little bit chilly. It was cloudy a good portion of the day. So the temperatures kind of stayed in the upper 50s and lower 60s. And as I was driving home, the skies are like really dark gray. We got a slight chance of some rain coming through here a little bit, but shouldn't be too bad. But it was a little chilly today compared to what it has been.
Yeah. Is there anything more exciting than 2-year-olds trying to get into a gate?
2-year-olds trying to get out of a gate.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the answer.
Just trying to always get them into the gate exactly. And then they see, monkey do, and they go. And one more to go. Oh, Purely Zen said, not quite yet.
Almost.
He said, what's in there?
You're like, hold up. This is what we train on in the morning.
Exactly.
Not having any part of it.
There you go.
And
man.
we're in. And we're out. Pretty even break for most of the pack here up front early on in between horses. I believe that is the 7 out there. And then it is the 6th. Sean, I couldn't see
Yep.
the saddle cloth there. Climbing around is down on the rail. Oh, just took back pretty sharply there. Not sure exactly what happened, but now you've got My Sweetheart and Mother of Pearl up on the lead. It's about a length back to the 10, Purely Zen, coming up 3 wide as we hit the top of the stretch. Clowning around down on the rail is going to try again here after taking back sharply. But up front right now, it's the 3 and the 6. The 2 swings to the outside, full of run, but they're going to have to catch the 3. The 3 is still there. The 2's coming with a late run, but I don't think they're going to get My Sweetheart. It is going to be the 3 on top. The 2 is running on late. The 10 is going to finish in 3rd, close for 4th. 3 horses across the track.
Yeah. Something happened halfway through the race where my 8 went backwards, like 4 horses went backwards.
Yeah, something happened up front that caused that 2 to check up, because I think the 2 was loaded for bear.
I think so too. This is going to be one of those races you're going to have to go back and forth to see, because this is Red Beretta, Luan Machado. My Sweetheart, Frankie Dettori. Oxley, Debbie Oxley, John Oxley's wife of Monarcos fame, wins 3-2. But something happened there, because the 2 went backwards, the 8 went backwards. There's about 4 horses in this race, and I would absolutely draw a line completely through this race, because looking in the beginning there, something happened with like 2 or 3 horses just shot completely back.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what the heck I missed on this this 3 horse. The dam was unraced, completely unraced.
Yeah. Good call, Jenny. Yeah. No, good call.
And then you've got Flame Away on top. Only gets 7% with first-time starters. 14% in turf sprints. And just one of those that was hard to get.
Yeah, exactly. Be interesting if they look at this. Probably not. They'll just clown it up to 2-year-olds being 2-year-olds. But
yeah, I mean, it is what it is in those races. It's always that's why I say I like to try to find the first-time starter. And
sure, yep, exactly. And this is definitely a race where take some notes on it. Look back on it a couple of times and see who was compromised, who was and couldn't run their full race like the 2.
Yeah, and the 4 horse did get up for 4th place, so good strong finish for that one. That was the one that I did like as far as the.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the replay, because there was definitely some stuff going on in the middle for sure. And probably if someone did hit the 2, they're probably ahead of whoever hit them. You know what I'm saying? So there would be no need to do any disqualifying or anything like that, because the 2 is already ahead of them. And the 3 was up. Yep, official. Yep. So no need to look at something where they probably did look at it, but when Tim, what are you drinking today, my friend?
So tonight I've got a Country Boy out of Lexington, their mocha latte porter.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Little coffee and porter taste. I like it. Little coffee bean added to the. I don't get the latte very much, but a little bit of coffee taste there.
On a colder day,
Yes, definitely. But in my glass, it's pretty much always going to be dark.
Gotcha. Holy crap, when will Cox learn? Hard head make a soft at. It's so wild how Flo keeps getting out. So, yeah.
Yeah, Hot Rod. I have to say it, and you know, as we always say, nothing. It's never personal, and towards the person, but it baffles me. It baffles me that that's still the first call for that barn. I think there are a lot of guys riding really well right now, and
Yep.
and he's a good rider. Don't get me wrong, but he just seems to have been in a little bit of a slump for a while.
Yep. Even Sam Busanich in there in the winner circle with this one, so she must like this one. My sweetheart, and showed nothing wrong today with a very impressive win. 12:26, 594, 482. Climbing around 708, 596. Purely Zen. 824 with Sophie Doyle. If you had the exacta, 327402. 50 Cent Try, nice one. 3210, 21603. The $1 daily double, 5-3, 2018, and the super 3210 for $224.47. To pick 3, 253, 7285. All right, so we turn the page, as we say. We got Vince Watson. How are you, sir? You got a Razor in the chat?
I didn't see him. I saw somebody say hi, Razor, but
exactly. I didn't see him, but okay. But great, always great to see the Razor, man.
I'm trying to see. I'm watching this race replay, and right there is where the two took up. And
yeah, Hot Rod. The reason why Assiniboia wasn't on Stable Duel this week is because almost every field except the last one was 5, or 4, and a couple of them scratch, which meant there are 4, which means there's not enough horses for them to. They should be back next week, when they have a little bit bigger fields.
That 6, Sean, go back and watch that replay later on and watch that 6 in the stretch turn sideways.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
With nobody around.
I know. Yeah.
That was really weird.
That was weird.
I was just watching the replay there. And
yeah.
A little bit of weirdness going on.
All right. But we move on now, and we have a full field of 10 claiming 20K. Let me check something here just to see.
Love to see it. Love to see it. See it.
How many minutes do we have until Churchill?
We should have plenty here. It's 19, it looks like.
Okay.
Just click to 18.
Our friends up in Canada, Woodbine, have moved their post position, not post position, excuse me, their post time to 3 o'clock. So it's hard for us now to do their races. It's going to be until the King's Plate, and then that they will move it back to 4:45.
Yeah.
But occasionally on the show, we will be able to show some races as we get into the year. There's some good races, but so if anyone was wondering where Woodbine was, they run at 3 o'clock now, so it's hard to show their races. They do have 2 minutes into the last race, but we really didn't get to handicap that race. So
right.
Love to see it. Love to see it. See it.
So you guys know that's one of our favorite drops that we like to do here on the channel. And as Alex mentioned here, we just like to say rest in peace to Jimmy Irsay. So
yes, absolutely. Yep.
A true legend.
Kyle, the true metalhead, is betting 5 to win across on the 9 in the next race. Let me read the conditions here, my friend. 1 mile, claiming 20,000 for 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races.
Exactly. I like it even more.
Likes it even more. Exactly. So. Exactly. We got interesting field here. We got a full field too, which is exciting. Very exciting indeed. Always love to see that when they do that. Okay. Bring that up. Good luck, Kyle. Yeah, but Hot Rod, that's the reason why they did not have stable duel this week, because their fields were a tad short and there were a lot of 4-horse fields. So that's a little hard to have a game when half your team is like everybody's getting points. Is not really, so when they get bigger, they are huge fans of Assiniboia, so they will be back very soon. Indeed. So and we got a full field here. Carolina Moon, good luck, my friend. Is a race for pick 5. She is 3-5-7-9 with 1-4, with 2-6-10, with 1-3-5, with 1-3-4-10. Good luck, my friend. Hope you bring that home. And this is a very interesting horse. He's going with the metalhead there. A very interesting race for sure. And we'll see what the conditions are here. Horses are making their way down to the paddock. We got Vaca resident here. We got John Hancock, some of the usual suspects in this race, which is great. Who did you like here, Tim?
Well, you know my angle in these non-winners at 2, so I'm looking at the win that everybody's got and trying to see what I like here. And I agree with what the public is seeing right now in the 7 being the favorite. I definitely don't think this the 7 is a 6-5 favorite, because even on the morning line when the horse was 7-2, I'm trying to beat him. I don't think that there's enough here that he should be anywhere near to the price he is right now. So I was trying to beat him before, and I'm definitely trying to beat him now. So when I'm looking, Sean, at my angle with the non-winners at 2 life, it's not at the distance, which I don't like, but to me, the best win, first time out in a maiden special weight, the 9-horse Metalhead.
Yep.
So I really like the 9 here quite a bit. I like Ben Curtis getting up here. Here's the thing is Alexis Clare and Ben Curtis, they've hooked up 10 times, and Sean, they've won 4 of 10.
Wow. Yeah.
They've won 4 of the 10 races, won 4 of 10. So pretty darn good odds there. So this horse you see has been finishing right there in the money. So Ben's been riding really well, as we've talked about multiple times. So I'm going to give this horse a shot on top in what is a little bit of a competitive field, but with no true standouts. And the other thing about this race that I noted was I don't see I don't see any horse that is what I would classify as a true front runner.
Sure.
But the 9 has enough early speed to where, while normally close, this horse could definitely be there. So I definitely think that the horse factors in for sure. I'm going to try to get the 9 on top. I think you have to put the 7 in there, and I'm going to play the 7 underneath. But even ahead of that one, I'm going to go to everyone's favorite jockey and go to the number 8 Stellar Vino and Florent Giroux. Look, I know we just talked about that in his rides and everything, but the one thing about this horse that kind of stood out to me is that he has raced 4 times at the distance, and he's got a win, 2 seconds, and a third. So
Yep.
he's 100% in the money at the distance.
Yep.
Has run against some good fields at Churchill and Oakland. So I definitely think that you have to consider this horse to be there for a piece.
Yes, I agree.
So, and then one more I would throw at you. I've got it as my fourth pick, but maybe something to consider here. Going second off a layoff, ran at Keeneland back on the 12th of April. That's the 3 standard of proof.
Yep.
Getting Jose Ortiz up. Irad rode this one back at Keeneland. The horse in that race was just nowhere to be found, but might have needed that race, and we'll give him a shot another time underneath.
Yeah. And this horse did win in a mile at the maiden special, so at least he did show a
yes. And I did have it classified as my actually my top maiden win over the 9. Yeah. I just didn't like the 3 on top. So
no. And the other thing is too,
I play, but you've got to play all the other things as well.
Right. The other thing is too, that was 2023. We're now in 2025. Yep. So
exactly.
A horse can change. And we got Fap. How are you? Sheldon. Yeah, we're betting Churchill. Said Tim the 1.
I definitely think that the 1's got an underneath shot here. It's going to be tactical, but I just think that there are a lot of horses like this in the race.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm looking for something that's different for everybody else, because again, no true front runners, and a lot of the horses want to do the same thing. So who's going to be a little bit different? Yeah. And I think the 9 might be that horse.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. Let's see how much time is left.
If you look, the horses only run once at a mile, Sean.
Yeah.
It was that allowance race, which is obviously better than anything else in here as a run for the most part. But if you look at that race at Ellis Park, the horse started out second, just a length back, then put a head in front, and then, was just beaten. Luan was up that day, but my point is, can definitely be forwardly placed. And also at the same time, the horse in that race put up an 83 buyer speed figure, which is tops in the race.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I like the 9 quite a bit here.
Absolutely. And Tony Cato also says Metalhead could be the pace in this affair, which gives him a shot. Joe Christobeck is 8.956, and Tony Callow is 9.753.
They're playing the 9?
Huh?
I didn't see it.
Joe's got 8.956, and Tony's got the 9.753.
Well, shit. Hey, we're still 5-1 on the board. I'll take that.
Exactly. Amen.
And that's what I was hoping for. I think the 7's going to take the money, and I think the 7's more an underneath play to me.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't like what was 6-5, just click to 8-5, but I still don't like that either.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the 5-1 on the 9 though.
Yeah. No, that looks definitely.
If it stays anywhere around that, Sean, me personally, I'm probably going to bet win place flat.
Yep. Yep. No, I'm definitely.
Oh, look at this. Even the formula's got the 9. He's got 9.364.
Look at that, huh?
So we are all together here, formula. The 9's my top horse as well.
Absolutely.
Sheldon's got 9.87. I mentioned all 3 of those in my top 3 picks there, Sheldon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same thing I've got. And then I would consider that 3 as well as a potential to jump in there. But I do think those are the top 3 horses here.
Yeah.
What about you, Sean? What did you like?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on the 9, that was my first pick, was Metalhead. I did like the fact that this horse ran a very solid third at Keeneland to No Joe in the mud. And then even his mile 16th races at Churchill Downs were against much, much better than this group. I know we didn't show much, but then again, you're running against Kinetic and Midnight Raid and King Russell. You know what I mean? So those are stakes horses here. You're not now you're running against 20,000. Now I always say the right group, you find the right sandbox with the right group of friends, and to me, this horse has found that right group, and that last effort was very encouraging. And I think at 5-1 with the speed, the way this track is playing right now, I think it definitely holds well for him here.
Yeah, could not agree more with you.
As a matter of fact, Tim, hit that button.
We can do that.
I'm going to keep it nice and simple here. I'm just going to go 5-1 and place in the 9.
I like that bet a lot.
When I get into it
nice and early right now, folks,
Yep.
there it is.
Yeah.
105 watching, Sean.
Love to have you all. Thank you so much for joining us as always. As we're getting closer and closer to the Belmont weekend.
Yeah, formula. I just said the same thing a minute ago, that if he stays anywhere around 5-1, I absolutely love a flat bet on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You might, if you're playing tries, and I see a few of you are, I've seen a few people talk about tries, I would definitely key box him, because you'd hate for him not to win, but be a part of the try at this price, and maybe get the 7 out of there and then miss out on that.
Right. And also too, by the way, I know they're just 0-1, but Alexis Clare, who's a great young trainer, she's really good, and Ben Curtis, 40% together. Right. Overall. So they did really well.
That's why I said 4 for 10.
Yeah. Really well at fairgrounds together. So, yeah. So this is not a new combination.
No. And you know, the funny thing is, I do see a whole lot of love here. Ethan was just mentioning it, but I see a whole lot of love for the 9, and I'm really shocked that of all the love here, it's so much different at Churchill, with the 7 being 8-5. The 6 horse, who we didn't even talk about, is 3-1. Yeah. And then it's the 9. So it's 7, 6, 9, and then the 8.
Nolan Ramsey.
And then, yeah. So he's had 2 horses go out, Sean, and he's got 2 seconds.
Yep.
So definitely something to consider. And he's getting the Saez aboard. So
yeah, absolutely.
Really, really sharp 5 furlong bullet there on the 5th of May at Keeneland as well.
Not always, to me, the best move there when you're going from a $200,000 race to a 20K, but it run 35 before in the mud. So.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, Sean, this horse was in a stakes race last time out at Oakland at 1.5 miles. So you look up and you're like, holy cow, this horse was beaten 37 lengths. It was 1.5 miles. So there's lots of time to get beaten by 36.
Yeah.
37.
And Alex says a frozen margarita with an ATL Wise Blood cigar, which he highly recommends. Am I crazy, or the public going wild for a turf horse on dirt? No, the golden plate, you mean tap it and...
She's delightful. She wasn't a turf runner. Alex, I'm considering it. I haven't decided 100%, but I'm definitely considering it. I'm waiting for Sean to talk me into it.
Yep. He's going, Alex. Yep. See, I just talked him into it. My persuasion works, right, Alex?
The The 10 looks really good on the track, but I just don't see it.
Yeah. Sheldon's got a tri-key 9 over the 378. $1. Good luck, Sheldon.
This horse the 10 horse has had 5 races at a mile and has never finished on the board.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass on that one. Alex is doing the old Jedi mind trick, Sean.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Well, we have floated up to 2-1 on the 7.
Yeah.
But I still think that's an underlay. And I love that we're still getting 5-1 on the 9.
Me too. Yeah.
Let's go.
Opus X is my cigar right at wire. There you go. Got some cigars here. And the fans and the aficionados in the audience. We're heading towards the gate right now. Jenny Max got a race for exacta box 1239, win on the 3, and win across on the 1. And James White, hey buddy, has 1489 exacta box. Good luck, sir. As we head towards the gate. JT Brew as winning place on the 6 Shattuck. Good luck, my friend. Someone else had the 6 earlier. Like a 6 in here too. Who did like someone else like the 6 here? So, yeah, JT, yep. JT like the 6. Yep. Good luck, JT.
Take 10 off the bankroll there, Sean.
Yep.
We're behind the gate. It's post time.
It is now post time.
10 horses to load.
And they're off. Can our 9 get some speed?
That's why I said in a race devoid of speed, it's like who's going to go out? And I think the 9's going to be there somewhere close. And that's what I like. So we've got a mile 1-turn race here at Churchill, which means they've got a really long run up there out of the chute.
Yeah.
And as we hit on to the main track, headed down the backstretch, it is Sandini, the 4, up front by about a length.
7-1.
Golden Plate in second. Infinite Luck runs up into third along the rail. Metalhead is going to be 3 wide, currently in fourth. Then it's the 2 back on the rail running up into 5th position. You also have the 10. It's another length back to the 3 and 6. The 1 currently trails. The half, Sean, 45.58 seconds. So absolutely flying up front. Infinite Luck, the 5 horse, starts to make up a little bit of ground. The 9 is starting to ask for a little bit more as we head towards the top of the stretch. The 8 is coming with a rush as well on the outside. Lots of work to do, but down on the inside, the 4 Sandini still there. The 5 horse Infinite Luck coming up to challenge for the lead. Outside those coming with a rush right now is the 8 and the 6. Both of those horses trying to get up and catch the 5. The 8 between horses, 6 to the outside, 5 down inside, 5 fights back. And the 5 is going to win. 5, 8, and 6.
Whoa.
At 12-1.
Tommy Amos, Edgar Morales.
I don't remember seeing anybody talking a whole lot.
No.
But did not have the 8 underneath. Had 5-4 with 10-3-9.
Look at Edgar Morales riding 14% here at Churchill Downs. You know, riding very well.
I gave that one a look just because of Edgar, but I couldn't get there. I couldn't get there with the horse.
Yeah, and that's Tommy Amos's first win out of 12 starts there at Churchill. So he breaks the Schneid in impressive fashion. Wow.
Had to happen eventually, and it just so happened in this race.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, our Stephanie says nasty wide trip, 3 wide around the track, losing move. Yeah,
100%, totally agree. And the thing about the 9 that I really liked is in a race devoid of speed, I thought the 9 was going to be there, and I was shocked that the 9 didn't try to get out there.
Yeah. Even Tony Callow on his thing said we'll be on the lead, which gives him a shot, and he was not even near the lead. You know,
exact same thing I saw in my handicapping, Sean.
Me too.
That horse would be on the lead.
Yep. And just never got into contention.
But congrats if you had the 5.
Yeah, congrats. Absolutely.
Here's the fap tip of the night.
Oh, I love it.
Race 5, the number 4, Ashes and Diamonds. Joe Sharp with runners dropping back by distance more than 300 meters from last run under 30 days, strike rate 55.8% with 114% ROI.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah, Alex, I don't disagree. And Ben's been riding really well, so not sure what happened there.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Let me look at one more thing real quick here, just to beat it to death. Yeah, I mean, last race, Sean, the horse broke out of the 9-ho and a 10-horse race, exact same as this one, and just seemed to get a much better break and be a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Broke sharply. Broke sharply back at Turfway from the 11-ho in an 11-horse race. So the horse has been outside.
Yeah.
I don't see why the horse didn't get out a little better. You know what we do, though, Sean?
We turn the page.
Turn the page.
You very much have to look at Hard Ride by Cantel trainer Nick Vaccarez is putting in work. Yep. No doubt. Him and Carlo, well known down there in the Kentucky circuit. Ashes and Diamond. So Fat, does that go for the 1 as well then? Because Joe Sharp's got both horses. And they both ran against Vino Tempo. So let's see if this is official. Here we go. The other prices coming up here. $27.04 if you had it. Got the whole Amos family in there. Waving to everybody. And if you had that exact of 5.8, $119.56. The 50-cent try, 5.86, $158.84. The $1 daily double, 3.5, $69.99. And the 10-cent super, 5.861, $271.71. The 50-cent pick 3, if you're lucky, 5.35, $82.68. But we move on to the 5th race. And I look, and we have a full field of 8. There are no scratches. Tim here, and this is a 1.16 mile, maiden special weight, purse 92,000 for maiden fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. The 3-year-olds get 118, and the older horses get 125. But notice there's only one horse that is older, and Jacobson has smartly put a Mancada on, so she's only 120. So there you go. Everybody trying to get involved here. Okay. Yeah. Tom is a great guy for sure. Always says hello. Fat win. Yeah, does, but the one will be on the pace, which I don't like here. Okay. There you go. Fair enough. So I thought this was an interesting race here, Tim.
Could not agree more with that. But Sean, before we go through it, my glass is empty.
Yes.
I'll
So
be
go
right.
ahead, my friend. All right, guys. And yeah. And the we'll have more coming up as the Belmont field begins to it is already beginning to form, which is exciting. We got Sovereignty going there. We got Journalism is up at Saratoga. Still hasn't confirmed yet, but all signs seem to be pointing to him running in that race. We got Baiza coming back out from the West Coast, which is exciting. So that's going to be a fun. This would be the first time since 2013, if you can believe, that the 1, 2, 3 finishers in the Derby will be running in the Belmont, which is hard to believe because that was always a given back in the day. But with the way horses are trained today, that's not always the case. But we do get the 1, 2, and 3 finishers, which is really cool. So that is exciting. And here we have an interesting field of 8 here at the Great Churchill Downs. David Jacobson started out as a house of fire. He's cooled off a little bit, but he's been very good with these type here. And this horse ran a very solid third on April 26th and wheels him back on a month layoff and goes back from 1.25 miles. And interesting, the 8 comes out of the let's see, we got the 8, the 7. Let's see here, we got the 4 and the 1 all come out of the same race. Antonio's Flowers was second in that race. Ashes and Diamonds at 4-1 was the 4th finisher. Then we have Madeline's Lizzie's Honor was 17-1, and they came in 5th. And the 8 Churning Bernie comes out of that race, came willingly for 3rd. So they're all dropping back to 1.16 miles. So I got inside info at the track that the 1 is live here in race 5. Thank you, my friend. That's awesome. Win bet on the 1. Yep. Well, certainly. Antonia's Flowers at 5-2 out of American Pharaoh. Now this is kind of a ironic thing. American Pharaoh out of a Frosted mare. And if we all remember, American Pharaoh and Frosted absolutely just ding-donging up on the front at Saratoga before Keen Ice would catch him. That was like when Javier was winning every Travers possible. But so that's an interesting combination there. But Antonio's Flowers at 5-2 right now. Currently, your favorite is the 5 Lolo Lepune, Julien Leproux, and Robert Hess Jr. So this is an interesting race. He ran a big race at Churchill Downs, coming at 18-1 there, coming from Keeneland and Santa Anita. Even ran in the Pleasanton debutante and just missed. So this is an interesting race for sure. Tim, I will give you my 3, my friend, as the horses make their way down to the paddock for the next race.
I thought it was interesting.
Very interesting. Okay.
I think it is interesting.
Yep. And Curtis Stennett's got a tri-key box 5 over the 1, 3, 4, 8.
I got an absolute bomb in here, Sean.
You got a bomb? Okay. I
do. I absolutely do.
I like it. Okay. So here we go. This will be an interesting race for sure. So there's a couple ways to look in this race, exactly. So now interesting, the Fat was saying he thought that the 1 would be on the pace, but I would think the 4 would also be on the pace, wouldn't you?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think the 4's got more speed than the 1.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, the 4 is definitely going to want to be up early, as is most likely the 8.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting race because churning Bernie and Jacobson puts on the bug boy trying to get this horse a little bit. But even when it has closed at times, but there's times where, for me, from a betting standpoint, this horse has run 16 times. This horse just seems to like to be with his other friends when they're crossing the line. He doesn't want to be by himself. And or I should say she doesn't seem to want to really be by, she wants to be with her other friends. She's not usually on her front. 0 for 16 now. Does have 6 in the money finishes, but I was interested in the 8, but my top pick in here was the 5, Lola Lepume, Hess and Le Peru. These two do well together. This horse really closed a lot of ground at 1.25 miles, but even if you look at this, at Santa Anita, a mile, ran second to Madame Secretary and Justice Fancy, who are 2 very good horses, and came in second. And there is not what I think if those 2 horses were in this race, you'd have a 1 to 9 and a 4 to 5, and so I think this horse is just run against better than this group, and that was definitely even though 8 starts, a lot were out. They've even thought enough to run them in the 75K stakes race and almost won there. So, and I do see some early speed here coming up. So I think Julian can definitely close on this group. So I was 5, followed by the 1, Antonia's Flowers. I really do like that last effort there. Luis Saez comes back for Joe Sharp. The 2 of them 20% together at Churchill Downs. So you always have to respect that move for sure. As Fat said, his numbers are amazing when cutting back. And for third, the horse that just likes to always come in the money, churning Bernie, David Jacobson, Moncada. This horse will be coming, make a little bit of run, but as always, she just wants to be with her friends over the line, doesn't want to be by herself. So I was 5, 1, and then 8.
5, 1, and what was that?
8.
Okay, 5, 1, and 8.
Yeah.
So it's funny that Fab comes in and says he's got on track info. You've got Trust the Prophets info. I love the one.
Yeah.
I think Antonia's Flower is definitely the horse that's going to be out on the lead right here. Speed seems to be holding pretty well. And I look for this horse third off a layoff, third start, same thing. So third start should move forward pretty handily here. does have a race over the surface, and did put a, did go in front at a portion of the race, and then ended up getting beat by Vino Tempo in there. But this horse should move forward off that race, cutting back just a little bit, which she will probably prefer. And I just think that that she's a solid pick here. Here's my bomb. So this horse was 20-1 on the morning line, and is currently sitting at 22-1. I'm going to give a shot to this 2 horse.
Bullet.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
here's what I'm talking about, and here's what I see. If you look out on paper, it doesn't look like a whole lot. Okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this was Eddie Keneally trained, and then was the horse was claimed, in that first race, and now is had a bit of a layoff, tried to run the synthetic turf way back in December, and now has a layoff. And then look at that 16 May workout at the Churchill Downs training track.
Yeah,
47-3 bullet workout. Best, fastest of the day.
Yep.
John, that is 2 seconds faster than the horse has ever worked.
Yep.
At the distance.
Yep.
And it's just like something may have clicked for this 3-year-old in the time from December. So
Yep.
those races were all 2-year-old races.
Yep.
And now the horse maybe just moved forward. Some of them, it takes a little bit of time. And to me, that says wake up. And if you look at that one out of those 3 races, that one race in the middle there was at this distance, at this track, and we got an okay second.
Yep.
Okay. So I am not going to toss this horse despite the odds and despite the rest of these horses in here. I am going to give this horse a shot underneath. I know it's a long shot, but that's exactly what I'm playing. I'm playing it to get underneath at a price and maybe boost the value of the payouts here. So so 1 and 2, and then below that one, I agree with Sean. I think that the 5 here is the horse that to me is most likely to be closing in the lane. But that's a move that so far tonight has only been good enough for like 3rd.
Right.
The horses that are really closing, anything that is beating the speed so far tonight has been tactical and just off. But the horses closing from further back are just closing up into 3rd place right now. Yeah. So that's where I'm going to put this one. I do think that the other Joe Sharp is another one that you probably have to include underneath. And then I do like your 8 Turning Bernie there a little bit underneath as well. So all of those are more the 4, 5, and 8 are all underneath plays for me. I really like 1 and 2 up top. I'm going to try to get this 2 home at a price, and I've got an idea, but we'll look and see what happens here as we continue to move forward. Yeah. Oh, Alex, believe me, I know. You see Elliot's coming in to ride, and Elliot is the one that rode this horse, 2 back. So Elliot does not ride here a lot, has 2 rides and 1 win.
Yeah, right.
So I think there's something sneaky about this too. And let's hope that we continue to get 23-1. Horse, they're showing the horse in the post parade right now. Nothing to scare me off of what I've said.
No, not at all. Yep, Jane Elliott's from Britain. She came over across the pond to ride. Chris Gass says 5 wins easy. Yeah, could, absolutely,
Definitely could.
Yep. Efren, welcome. Bob Jackson's got 347 exacta box and a 1/347 try. Curtis Stinnett has a try key box 5 with a 1-3-4-8. Alex has got a 4 with a 1-2-5 exacta key box.
Sean, we still got a little bit of time, but we need the people we need to give them time to run to the window here and make sure that
Yes.
they get in on all this money we're about to make here. So
Love it.
all right. This is a wager you don't necessarily see us play a lot here. It's not something that you see a lot. So I don't want to necessarily key or key box here. So this is 2 wagers, and I'm going to rewrite that so you can see it a little bit better. But we're going to play 2 tries here, 2 $6 tries. We're playing a 1 with 2 with 4-5-8 and a 1 with 4-5-8 with 2.
Yep. There you go.
We want that 2 to be a part. So we really need in the 1 to win, and we need that 2 to be a part of the try.
Yep.
And we are going to the window with a wheelbarrow.
Love it.
And I'm going to rewrite that.
Yeah, good price on the 3 and 7 for sure. Absolutely. The Ray Lou John Ortiz combo hitting an impressive 19% after 16 mounts. 3 out of 16, and 2, 19%. Yeah. Bobby D's got a 4-3 with the 8-1-5. Good luck, Bobby. Tim's trying to get the 2 in second or third. And
Yeah, we need a 1 to win and the 2 to be in the try.
yep,
And then we're catching.
absolutely.
I know it's a shot.
But hey, this Churchill down, anything can happen. Yep, crazier things have happened. And you get the, not a bad thing at all there. Oh, let's see, George, Tim, I'm going to try your bets. What the heck? And Alex said I mirrored as I like to play. Excellent. And Bodik's got a 1-8-4-5-7 at Churchill. Good luck, Bo.
At the church.
At the church.
Everybody that played along with me, you can just blame me if it doesn't win. What else is new?
But if it does, whoa.
Then we are cashing big.
Alex, oh, we will.
Oh, don't I know it, Alex?
Yeah. He never doubted that for a second, Alex.
No.
Exactly. So 2 minutes to go here until race number 5 at Churchill Downs.
And I'm playing the exact same thing with my own money, so it's not just talk.
Yeah.
All punched in.
$116 strong. Thank you. All in on the 4 to get my money back. Good luck, Ethan. Rick Johnson's got a 1-5 with a 2-3-7-8. Solid play, my friend. 2 minutes to post. Now 1 minute. Starting to make their way down. And again, Tim, just to ask those green seats really aren't used during the day that we see behind.
I mean, they're open and available for use. It's just that nobody sits way down there.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, yep.
You're definitely allowed to go down there and sit.
Yeah,
and you'll see a few people down there, especially when they put the starting gate down at the beginning of the stretch for any of the races.
Yep.
You'll see some people go down there for that, but typically
Okay.
they migrate their way back down towards the finish.
Back towards because I see everybody down past the other state. They're all they're all packed down there. Exactly. Yep. We got the 1 at 9 to 5. We got the 5 at 3 to 2. We got the 8 at 6 to 1. Tim's 2 at a juicy 35 to 1. Down to 34 to 1. Someone likes him. Late money here on the 2. 33 to 1.
I know it's a long shot.
Hey, you know what, Tim? It can happen.
It's a hunch play, man. I just kept looking at those PPs and it just kept jumping out at me. So I'm like,
down to 32 to 1. Mm-hmm. The field is in, and they're off. And the 1 going for the lead with the 5, the 7, the 3, the 2, the 6.
Jane is taking the short way around the track for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Saving ground on the rail.
Yeah.
But up front right now, we got the 1 on the lead, Antonia's Flower, about a length over the 7 horse. Coming up on the outside, that is the 6, Mini Mo Kisses, moving up into 3rd. Lola La Plume is right there in 4th position. It's another length back. That is the 3 on the outside, the 2 sitting down on the rail. And then a couple more back to the 8 and the 4 trails the field. The quarter was 24 and the half went in 47 and 4. So they're starting to pick up the pace a little bit. Antonia's Flowers still under a comfortable ride up front. Maddie and Lizzie's Honor is in 2nd, but Lola La Plume starting to pick up ground on that one. The 2 is moved to the back of the pack. I don't like to see that. Let's see if Jane's got any run here. But as we hit the top of the stretch, Antonia's Flowers looks to be in a comfortable position here. Still got the lead. The 3/4 was in 112. Coming up on the outside, here comes Lola La Plume. Just outside that one, the 3 is starting to make up ground. Down on the rail, Ashes and Diamonds.
Oh, Louis.
Lola La Plume takes over the lead. As my feed drops out.
And the 5, 8, 3, 4, 7, 1. Louis just dropped out like an anchor. 47 and 112, and he drops out like an anchor.
And my 2 finished dead last.
Yep. And this 8, this Charming Bernie, she just loves to pick up checks. One of these days she's gonna get there, you know.
Exactly.
One of these days she's gonna get brave, but all she loves doing is just picking up checks. Yeah, Hot Rod, I'm shocked. The 1 Louis had absolutely. But the
crazy thing is, Sean, he was not going fast up front.
No,
he was not asking the horse for a lot. It's just crazy. You're welcome, Alex. I didn't play that horse. I'm laughing right now. I was just trying to get Alex to play it.
Yeah, right.
I'm kidding. I'll show you my tickets.
Exactly. But
I lost as much money as you, Alex.
Can't believe the 1 faded there. You know, on the fractions of that. You know, he had it all his own way there, and just nowhere to be. Julian.
You know, the crazy thing is, I mean, the one went off at the 9 to 5 second choice.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Everybody playing the one is tearing their tickets up just as much as those of us who played the 2.
Yep, exactly. Yep. No, Louis, exactly. I mean, if you had the 1-5 around the far turn, you were feeling like so good, you know?
Exactly.
And then to see that happen, you're like, what the heck just happened there, you know?
Oh,
Crazy.
right. We're taking no more crazy shots the rest of the night, Sean.
And you never know. I mean, and those are the type of horses that get up for third. You never know, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, the crazy thing here, the 5-8 was the lowest in the exact probables, paying 685 to 1.
Yeah. I could not believe that one stopped, though, you know? Stopped on a dime.
Yes, George, we'll be moving to the next one quickly here as soon as this one goes official. We want to get this one in the rear view.
Absolutely.
And the next one is a little bit of a weird race, and we'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah, for sure. Now, this is an interesting race.
Always, Bob. It only takes one.
Amen. Amen. That is so true. It only takes one. As they like to say. Four was a letdown. Yeah, but the 4 was a letdown. Yeah, I agree. Both sharp interest and all the horses from that race really didn't kind of, you know, from that same race did not run a super race. So that is definitely not a key race, for sure. If you like those horses. That was an interesting race, for sure. All right, we turn the page quickly on that one. Is it official?
It's official. They already got the payouts up.
Official.
Yeah, the 2.5 exacta was $13.70. The 50-cent try was $17.82.
Sometimes Churchill Downs can do this to you, you know?
Can what?
Sometimes Churchill can, you know, they can look one way, but they run, you know?
Yes. Yeah, it can look. This is a track where, you know, I live in the area, and I'm telling you, it can get really frustrating out there sometimes because it just like you look at it and it's just hard to decipher the races. But
yeah, like even like and I give who I give tremendous credit in that race is, even though he was my top pick, right? I expected Julian to be coming way off the pace, and instead he went right out of the gate and got him right in contention.
Well, and the reason I didn't like him, Sean, is because I thought he was going to come from way out.
Me too. No, but I'm saying, which is interesting, But Julian smartly knew how the track was kind of playing and got him up close,
I'll give him that.
And that's how you win races, All right, so this is an interesting group here for sure.
Read the conditions on this next one, Sean.
All right, yes, six furlongs, claiming 50,000. Purse 86 for fillies 3-year-olds. Weight non-winners of 2. There we go. With the exception of Maynard Clint. Yep, because we have a couple of horses here have won 2 races, but they have not won on that level. So, and do we have a full field of 10 here?
Who's won 2? Because I thought it was all ones.
The 2 is one. Am I in the wrong race? Is this 5th race? No, 6th race. Yeah, the 2 is 1, 2 races.
Oh, never mind. I was on the wrong one, so I'm looking at one later.
And the 6 is 1, 2 races. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a conditional. So no winners of 2 conditional. It was another race that I had my program on that's coming up later. That's a straight non-winners of 2.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, this is an interesting race for sure. We got Keith Asmussen trying to win his first race here in a while.
He's 0 for 15 on the board, Sean.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I saw that.
But I don't want to tip my hand.
This is just one of those screwy days. Disgusting. I'm still running against the wind. Love it, Rick.
I thought that was Bob.
Let's go back here. Reference to.
We're getting ready to get right back on it here, Rick.
Yeah.
Sean's about to bring us right back.
Absolutely. And we got a couple of scratches out of this race here. We got the 1 is out, the 4 is out, and the 7 is out.
Yes, which is part of why I was saying it makes it really interesting, because the 7, I thought with Leperoux up, I thought was a pretty solid favorite in here.
Yeah.
And now with that one going out, I think it changes the complexion of the race quite a bit.
Yeah.
Even the loss of the 1 in here with Luis Saez for Brendan Walsh, I thought was going to impact the race a little bit, because this is one that I thought could, especially from the 1 hole, want to go out for the lead.
Right.
So changes things up just a little bit, and I think sets the race up to where we could potentially get a little bit of a price.
I like it.
The 6 is currently off a 10-1 morning line. And again, the race complexion has changed, but off a 10-1 morning line is your 8-5 favorite. We'll pass on that, Sean.
And the daily double favorite too.
Yeah, the daily double favorite and the pick 3 favorite.
Wow. The Ben Curtis, Alexis Claire combination, trying to get it home. Let us know who you like out there, my friends.
So, Sean, you ready for my thoughts in here?
Yes, sir.
All right. Excuse me. All right. Here we go. So I'm going to go all the way to the outside, Sean.
Okay.
Sweet Note.
Yep.
Calumet Farm.
Yep.
Owned and bred. Brendan Walsh train. Getting Edgar Morales up.
Yep.
Who, as you mentioned, is having a decent meet here at Churchill. This one's been off for a little bit since March.
Yep.
Basically, came out, won at first asking, maiden special weight here at Churchill.
Yep.
Then came back in an optional claimer and finished a good second place finish to book them in that race.
Yep.
So good field in there. And then goes to Gulfstream and runs in a stakes horse, was up the track in that one to 5G.
Yeah,
Nonetheless.
and Unchained the Lane. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
So great horses there. So no embarrassment there. Then goes to Tampa in an optional claimer. Doesn't do well as the odds-on favorite in there. So they give her a little bit of a layoff here, Sean.
Yep.
So she's been off since March, and then now has been working okay. Nothing really jumps off the page at you, but definitely has been working here at Churchill. And we know Brendan can get them ready off a layoff. He does that at about 17% for this layoff time frame. And Edgar get him up, as we talked about at Churchill. This horse has a win in a third in 2 races. Is 1 for 2 at the distance. So I think Sweet Note is definitely competitive here.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
2-1 is not what I thought I was going to get when I handicapped this race. So 8-1 morning line. Things have changed up quite a bit. So that's one you got to consider. The one I do like a little bit underneath, I don't like it as the top play, is the 2-horse for the Asmussen crew, family Asmussen. I mean, look at this one, Sean.
Yeah.
Wins at first time out in a maiden special weight, then goes stakes race, stakes race, stakes race, stakes race. And oh, by the way, 2 back at Prairie Meadows, we won a stakes race.
Yep.
Okay. This horse takes money every race, did not take a lot last time out in the Acadiana at Evangeline. So been off for a little bit here, now coming back, should be able to hold on for a piece here. And I say hold on for a piece because I anticipate she's going to be out on the lead.
Yep.
And we've seen speed fade a little bit here. So
I
definitely think that one that could be competitive, but is probably going to be backing up a little bit. And then if you go beyond that one and you're looking for a bit of a price, I don't like the 6 at 8-5. So I'm going to pass on that one. So I would make that one my 4th pick, and I'm going to go to the 9 Empirical Mischief for John Ennis. He's 40% in the money. So getting the biscuit up here. Hasn't had a great kickoff to the Churchill meet, but does have 3/3 in 14 starts, which is kind of where I think that he's going to be in here with this one.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that this is one that could be there at the end underneath for a price as well.
Yeah, no doubt.
So for me, 10, 2, 9, and 6.
Like it. Okay. Very interesting indeed. Okay. Carolina's got a superfecta 2, 3, 6, 9, 10. JT Brew's got the 8 Sweet Bebsy and an 8, 10, 8, 10 all. Bobby D's got 3 with the 10, 9, 6. Curtis Stinnett, Try Box, Key Box, 6 with the 2, 8, 9, 10.
And the 4 I just gave you, Carolina Moon has in those 5, just adding in the BJ ridden, Brett Calhoun trained, commanded the 3 horse.
Yeah. Exactly.
Alex is so mad because of that 2 horse I gave him in the last one. He is completely tossed in my top pick.
Yep.
Look, here's the thing about this 10. If you look at the 10, and this is something I've definitely been handicapping for this meet, Sean, and you may call me crazy, but which most people do. But we know that Tyler is out. He's out the meet. He would normally be here competing for the rider's title.
Right.
And if you look, this is a horse who Tyler's ridden this horse in 3 out of 4 races. You know that Tyler's the first call for Brendan Walsh. And if Tyler was here, he'd be on this horse.
Yep.
So that's why I think that, you know, Edgar, everybody's picking up a few of those mounts. So I definitely like this one as a competitor in this race and being competitive for the win here. And as long as the 6 horse is taking more of the money, I like the 10 even more. I think 5-2, even though there was an 8-1 morning line with the scratches and the way things are now, 5-2 is honestly not bad. So I like that the 6 is taking more money.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah. No, exactly. I agree with you. Don't like anyone really going for their bomb at the AW dirt angle. Okay, there you go. Yep, that's great, folks. And let me see on the go back here to
Blue one's another one that hasn't had a stellar start to his meet here.
No, I know.
Not doing much at all on top. He is 3 for 62. So it's hard for me to put Luan up top with those kinds of stats.
Right, exactly. And here come the horses.
All right, we'll just pick the winner from looking at him on the track here, Sean.
There you go.
Whoa. Who is that?
No.
You saw they came off the tunnel.
Yeah.
Somebody inside the tunnel like reared up and it looked like they threw their jock.
Yeah.
That's why the camera came off and everybody
very smartly. Yeah.
You see the outriders and everybody looking back that way.
Yeah.
Look, even right there, you know, BJ's looking back in the tunnel. Something crazy happened.
They're smiling so clearly.
Yeah.
Someone got back on or back close, you know. But who was that we
Yeah, I was trying to see. I was trying to get a number.
Who was that masked man? Exactly.
Let's see if anybody's out of post position order here, because it looked like it might have been like order wise, it might have been like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So that's the 6. The 8 should be next. There's the 8.
8 doesn't look like he's having too many problems.
And that's the Luan horse we were just talking about that Alex likes off that synthetic angle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks pretty good on the track, I have to admit, Alex. Yeah. And there's the 10. It was a 9.
It was the 9. Okay.
It was the 9 for sure, because that's what I was looking for. Who's out of post position order here? It was the 9. So if you like that 9 at 7-2, currently the 3rd favorite on the board, you might reconsider that, because that horse was definitely causing some trouble.
Yeah.
I had the 9 underneath for 3rd, but might reconsider that. I still love the 10 horse here, and unfortunately now the 10 is the favorite, and I did think this might happen.
Yeah.
Is the 9
still even in the race?
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happened and
Yeah.
whether or not they scratch or put the 9 out, but they haven't said anything yet. Oh, 9 scratched.
Yep.
The
Yep.
9's a scratch.
Yep.
They
Exactly.
did just post it. There it is.
Okay.
If you're looking at the track feed, the 9
Yes.
Empirical Mischief is scratched. I told you
Okay.
that did not look good, and they
No.
turned the camera off quickly, which normally
Yeah.
means something happened. Yeah, Vince, the 9, it looks like I was watching the horses as they were coming out onto the track in the tunnel, and I could see one that was kind of going back and forth and fighting a little bit, and then reared up and looked like through the jock. So, yeah, definitely something going on back in the tunnel headed out to the track. But they have scratched the 9.
Okay.
You know what, Sean? One I would throw in, since I like the 9 underneath, I'll just add one here to you. And I did have this horse underneath and just talked about it, but that was a little further back for me. But it would have been the next one I didn't talk about. Commanded the 3 with BJ up.
Yep. Yep.
For Brett Calhoun. That's one I would definitely look at. What I really hate is that the 10 horse here, who I still think is a winner in this race, is now 8-5.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It may just killed my bet too, but that's all right. Let me see.
Yeah, but sometimes it's better to have a winning bet than a.
Yeah, no, I agree. Mm-hmm. I'm still going to do it. You know?
I just think it might be as simple as a 10, key the 10 and with the 2, 3, 8 for me. I know the 6 is second favorite at 9-5, but I just don't like the 6.
Okay. Okay.
We got 3 minutes, Sean.
Oh, the horse fell down. Yeah. Okay. Automatic scratch.
Yes. I saw the horse rear up. I didn't see that fell onto the back. But.
All right. We got 3 minutes to go.
They're headed to the gate. They'll do some circling behind, but they're headed that way.
All right. Well, interesting. The 2 could now, I think, rest a little easier now that the all right. Okay. This is interesting. Okay. All right, I've got my bet. Do a $5 exacta box, 210.
I like that.
I think the 2 really benefited by the fact that the 9 is out. I was really worried that the 2 and the 9 were going to kind of ding dong each other, but I think now with the 9 out, they they can now I think the 2 will have more freedom on the lead by itself. There's not a lot of speed now other than the 2, but I think the 10 is the best horse to come and close,
I definitely like it.
Yeah. The 6 beats me, the 6 beats me, but
Nah, the 6 will be third at best.
there you go.
I think you nailed it.
I hope they run just like the last Ben and Alexa's horse. I definitely expect Keith to be out in the lead.
Speaking of the Asmussens, did anybody hear the interview with Steve from?
Yeah, that was quite interesting.
You listened to the thing I posted, Sean?
Yeah, quite interesting. Yeah,
It was. Didn't he sound like he was pissed?
yes, absolutely.
And again, if I'm being honest, I think he's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Quit riding him like a rented mule. That was the quote of the interview.
Yep. All right. We're all in line and we're off.
We are up from the outside. The 10 shows some early speed, and then down on the rail, the 2 is going to come up and take the lead. The 10 is sitting there in second. In between horses, Mez California is going to take over second from third. Down on the rail, Commanded is currently sitting in fourth. Another length back to the 6 horse, and it's 5 lengths to the 8 who trails the field up front. Mez California
21
coming
and
just
7.
outside
Wow.
a rookie, yes, who goes 21 and 3 to the quarter,
I
flying
did
up
not
front.
expect the 5 to be on the
No.
lead. These races are just absolutely, the form is going totally, completely wrong.
Sean, this race, that going 21, why the hell would you go 21? Nobody's been
I
close
know.
to that all
I
day.
know. That's what I'm saying. These
don't
races are
understand
going
it. It makes no
completely out of
sense.
form.
So, I mean, it totally set this race up for the 5, who's now going to run away with it. The 6 is going to come up outside in second.
Yeah,
The 3
10's
down
not
on the
running the
rail.
race. Yeah.
Commanded is going to be in third, but it's pretty much in hand at this point.
Wow.
The 8's going to try to take over third, but not going to get there. 5, 6, 3, 8, 10.
Wow.
And way back to the horse that decided they're going to try to break a track record and go 21 to the quarter, 44 to the half, 56.
Yeah, I mean,
to
that was, wow.
unbelievable. Oh,
And I couldn't come up with the 5 if well, it did run a nice third, like in a maiden 50 at 7 furlongs, but wow.
Oh, that's why I said this race was weird, but only the longest shot on the board.
Yeah. 5, 6, and 3. Yeah. Wow. Churchill's throwing some curveballs today for sure.
Nuts. Sean, I gotta let my dog out real quick.
Okay, no problem. Yep. Did Bodick win? JG had a 2-3 exactly. Good. If Bodick won, let's see. Great job, my friend. If you did, that's awesome. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. 1, 8, 4, 5, 7. And what was it? And oh, did you win? That's awesome if you did. Oh, so I'm trying to find your bet there, my friend. Nice job, Bobby. Hit your win bet. Good job. CB4. Boom. Charles, nice job, bud. Way to go. Both of you. Great job. Love when the lounge wins. That's awesome. You guys are clearly seeing today. Yeah, TM, I like the 8 will hit underneath with your picks. Yeah. Yeah, I was concerned, TM, that the 9 and 2 would have a meltdown, but I don't know whether that was crazy. I don't know how that even materialized when we saw 21 and then Keith not seeing this track too well right now. You can't go 21 on this, and speed is dying right now. So anyone who's going to the lead right now is just absolutely backing up. So you need a that 5 was right there and pounced. Happy connections there in the winner's circle. Wow. And this is going to pay nice if you had, yeah, look at this. Whoa. $2 exacta, 5.6. 46.62, 50-cent trifecta, 5.63, 54.98, 10-cent super, 5.638, 33.90, 33.90 for 10 cents. $1 daily double, 5.9, 5.5, 56.59. Wow. Pick three with the 9 was 12.73, and the pick three 5.55. $226.98. So if you like five, if you are a five racing fan, you are feeling pretty darn good. So we move on to the 7th race. Good job to everybody who cashed, though. Excellent. Who cares? Small bet, big bet, who cares? Great win. That's fantastic. Fantastic. A win is a win. I don't care if you bet $2, if you bet $1,000. If you won, that's great. If you bet 20 cents and you won, as long as you're making more than you bet and you had fun doing it, hey, God bless you for it. So, yeah, that 21.77, I don't know what he was doing there at all. But that is okay. We digress. There we go. But hey, a win is a win, guys. Great job. And we love to see you guys win. That's awesome. So, but we turn the page here, and all we need is that one, folks. But wow. How we're seeing the races play out and how they're running tonight but that's what's great about horse racing. There are some days where you're just absolutely seeing the track correctly. You're on the ball. You're feeling great. And then there's other days like this where you're like, okay, I see this race playing out this way, and it goes completely flipped over on its head, just like that race did. And I definitely would not have come up with that 5. So anyone who had that 5, yeah, very nice job. And he did run a nice third place in that race. So congratulations to you all, for sure. Exactly. So, but we move on to the 7th race, and this is Tim's favorite. This is usually where he brings home the big one for us because it's allowance $127,000 non-winners of 1 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won a race other than. And we'll wait for Tim to get back to see who. And let me see if there's any scratches in this race here. Let me see. Let me see here if there's any scratches going on here. Don't think so. Let's check it out here. Churchill Downs. Okay. We have the full field of 8, so no one has scratched out tonight, which is great. Perfect. And the favorite right now is Peter Urton and Flo Giroux, 9-5 on Corposo, who is coming in from Santa Anita, but came in 2nd in the Black Eyed Susan race, 3rd in the Santa Anita Oaks. Going back down to the allowance conditions here, trying to get a confidence booster to go back up the ladder. Let me know who you guys like here. We got the 2 Autumn Rhythm for Eddie Keneally and Luis Saez, a very impressive winner at Keeneland at 5-1. And trying to come back to Churchill Downs. Did not have a great race at Churchill Downs, but that was in the slop. This is not sloppy today, so they just not like the slop at all. Stipulate the 3, Tommy Amos trying to get 2 winners on the same day, bringing this horse from Oaklawn over to Churchill Downs for the 1-turn mile. You got Edgar Morales back up, they're trying to go 2 for 2. 4, Crushed Ice out of Connect, Anthony Quarter Laurel and Julian Lebreu trying to go for 2 wins. This horse had a very disappointing race last time here at Churchill Downs. Definitely have to move up big time to even factor in this one. Since it's Vacoma's 9th birthday, this bet is for him. Of a tri-key box, 2 over the 1, 3, 5, 6. Love it, Curtis. That's awesome. 5 Islander for Stephen Asmussen, and Jose Ortiz gets the board. This horse hasn't run since December, but did run against Viable, who's in this race, and did win at a mile at Churchill Downs in a stalking performance. This horse could be tough coming off the layoff for sure. Something Steve Asmussen is very good at doing. Interested in working a lot at Turfway Park and definitely building up the stamina. Viable, Tommy Drury, and Brian J. Hernandez. This horse had run a big race at Churchill Downs and then went to Oaklawn and had a terrible time as the favorite, just retreated right away. May not like that Oaklawn track at all. So he's back at Churchill Downs, where in 3 starts has 2 seconds. So clearly has shown an affinity for this track. Steampunk, Chris Davis, Ben Curtis, 7 furlongs on the dirt, did not go very well, but did win in a maiden 50,000. And then C'est la vie, Charlie. Jordan Blair, still looking for his first win, but has 5 in the money finishes, so his horses are at least running well. Jamie Torres takes them out, coming in from Santa Anita, where faced some stakes horses on the grass, and now trained by Jordan Blair instead of George Papadromo. So an interesting field of 8 here. For sure. And we'll kind of take a look. And let's see here. JG Funk has got exacta key box 3 with the 5-7. Todd's got a 5-6-10 daily double for $3. We said Curtis thing here. There we go, Tim. And the formula here, race 7 is 1, 5, 2, and 7. That is his picks here, Tim, are 1, 5, 2, and 7. What say you, good man? Or is this your race? This is your race, right?
This is my race.
Your race. So I'll go first. There you go. Sorry, my friend. All right. All right. Very interesting. This will be a very interesting race. Okay. So we look at this race and I'm with formula. I'm with the 1. The interesting thing here, Tim, and I'm liking this, right, is that I think Peter Urton has now been here enough now where his horses are starting to acclimate a little bit to the conditions, because he's run 4 horses at Churchill, 1 win, 1 second, and 1 third. So now his horses are now showing that they're willing to run here at Churchill. and I think Corposo, who almost won the Black Eyed Susan versus Gunsong. The last race was on the turf, coming off a huge layoff. Probably needed that race to get the legs stretched out. Coming east for Manicat Stables, and gets flow. And I think this horse is just better than this group, and I think this horse would be awfully tough to beat. The two Autumn Rhythm came up from very impressive allowance 50,000s win at Keeneland. Had a terrible race at Churchill Downs, but that was on the slop. So I don't think if you can count that one. And when it ran a maiden special, it won its first time out at Keeneland. This could also be just a horse who loves Keeneland. You know, like how sometimes you have horses love Churchill and some horses love Keeneland. I had him second, but I had a real question mark on this horse because it seems to run well at Keeneland and then everywhere else runs okay races. So I did have him second. And third in this race, I had the 3 Stipulate, Thomas Amos and Edgar Morales. So I was easy as 1, 2, 3, and then I had the 5 for fourth.
All right, we're not too far off, I guess. I get the one in here, Sean, but I think the race is tough enough that I'm gonna try to beat the favorite.
Yep.
Especially, you know, at 2-1 with other horses to where I can get at least twice that. So the horse I put on top was the 2 horse in here, Autumn Rhythm, Eddie Keneally getting Luis Saez up. You know, it's a combo that hits 20% of the time with 122 mounts. So if you bet $2 on all 122, you get 285. So pretty solid ROI. And at Churchill, they're 22%. So with a 301 ROI. So they're doing pretty well together. Horse coming from Keeneland and now gets a mile distance coming off that 7 furlong, closed really well in that last time out. And I think is going to move forward and like the mile even better. So I like the 2 quite a bit in here. And then I'm not even putting the 1 second. I like the 5 Islander in here for Steve Asmussen getting Jose Ortiz. You know, to me, when do you know Steve is a little bit more serious? When he doesn't ride his sons. And that sounds horrible, but let's be honest. You know, so he's been riding Keith on a couple of horses tonight, and now all of a sudden here's Jose. So this is a horse who has some nice bullet workouts coming into the race, albeit on the synthetic at Turfway, but I like that. I think it's a great place to prep. Been off since December, so he's coming off a bit of a layoff, but Steve does pretty well with that, and I like getting Jose up. And then I do have the 1 next. I think you have to include the 1 here. I totally agree with you, Sean, on Peter Yurton. He is figuring it out and figuring it out pretty quickly. He's 3 for 4 in the money. So 75% of the time he's in the money. I'm just hoping that this is one of those times to where he's in third in the money. Yeah. And not on top in the money. Yeah. So we're going to play against, especially, you know, he doesn't ride Giroux a lot. They've only ridden 2 times together and they're over right now. So I think it's more of an underneath play based on the conditions. And then if I added 1 more in here, I like BJ getting on the 6 off of a bit of a layoff since January. The horse really has some strong works to include a bullet back on the 8th of May. So looks good in this position and at this level, fits well with the rest of these. So 5, 2, 1, and 6 is where I'm at. And now, Sean, it is time for a shout out to the man, Razor Sharp Picks.
Razor's in the house.
Razor, somebody said, I saw somebody earlier say hello, Razor, in the chat. And we were like, I didn't see Razor say anything. So We were wondering if you had maybe dropped in and dropped out really quickly and we missed you or something, but welcome in. What's going on?
Welcome as always, my man. Yep.
What's going up with you and your channel, Razor? How's things been going? So right as I asked that, he said, into the day with a big bang at golf, caught the pick 5.
Great job, Ed.
Now he's going to church.
Love it. There you go.
Going to church. Praying for a big one.
Exactly.
But I want to take a look, Sean. Bucky just called him to the post, so we're headed out to the track.
Yes, sir.
Take a quick look at everybody on the track and figure out. We got 9 minutes. 9 minutes on the post. 113 watching.
Love to
I
have
do see
y'all.
46 of them over on YouTube. Make sure you like and follow along. Carposo still your 2-1 favorite. There's a horse I like, the 2 horse. Edgar Morales up on the 3.
Yes, sir.
Stipulate. There'll be no stipulations here.
No.
Crushed ice. Julien Leperoux up on the 4. 15-1 on Julian. Jose getting up on Islander. For Steve, Asmussen, ride it like a mule. Viable the 6 getting BJ. If this horse is off the rail, then Sean's going to refund all picks in this race.
That's right. All of them. Yep.
Ben Curtis, Steampunk. Everybody likes a little steampunk, right? I was on Ben Curtis earlier tonight. He didn't do me any favors. So we're not playing him in this one. We're mad at him. 20-1 on the 8 horse. That's your field. Field of 8. C'est la vie, Charlie. Bodik is going with a 8 with a 3-5-6-2. Good luck, Bodik. Alex is playing a 2 with a 1-3-5-6 try.
Love it.
Alex, that sounds like what I just gave out. So what the hell are you doing? What are you thinking, Alex? What are you thinking? What are you drinking? Speaking of which, what's everybody drinking out there? I haven't heard any drink posts tonight, Sean. This is the cocktail lounge, people.
I know.
It is like we need, what we need, Sean? We need to change the background. We need to go to the cocktails.
Yep.
There it is. Bring in the cocktails. It is the cocktail lounge.
Love it. Love it. See,
we got $50 left in 2 races, Sean. You ready to turn this around?
Yes, we are. Yep. You guys going right in the, yep.
I am ready.
No, it's Viable's down to 5-2 now. This horse loves coming in second at Churchill.
Yep.
And his first race lost to West Omaha. Bobby D's got 5-7 with a 6-4-2. George Peak has been drinking since Razors this morning. Carolina Moon's got a exacta key box 5 with a 1-2-6. And
George, you can't say you're drinking all day if you don't start in the morning, right?
That's right. And Bodik's drinking Tito's and ginger ale. Kyle Graves on the rocks brand. There you go. On the rocks brand Manhattans. There you go. 6 looks good on the track. Four minutes to race 7.
Four minutes. We don't need no stinking 4 minutes.
Yep.
All right. You know, the formula is one of the prophets and is usually in the lounge. You kicked us off tonight. We talk a lot about the formula, but we don't talk enough about the Riders Up formula.
Yeah.
This is the Riders Up formula for success.
I like it.
The Riders Up formula for success. When we did the what was the name of the tournament we did, Sean? I skips my mind. The Derby.
The Derby. Yep. Derby prep. Yep.
But anyway, when we did that, my formula for success, the 2 years I played it and both years did really well, was I always have my exacta that I like. And then I like taking my exacta and playing those 2 horses in the top 2 position with 3 horses for third. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to play a 2-5 with 2-5 with 1-3-6. We're playing it for a full $2. It'll cost you 12.
There you go.
And we're going to bring it home.
And we're throwing our, there you go. Like it, there you go. 2-5 with 2-5.
With 1-3-6.
Like it.
And if you just want an exacta, of course, that would be the 2-5 exacta box.
And that is paying a very healthy right now, 29-1. Or
well, you know, it takes the 1 out, who is the 2-1 favorite right now, and I kind of like that.
Yeah. Interestingly, Carposo has no workouts over the Churchill track.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, been off since April, worked at Santa Anita before shipping in and hasn't done anything here. You know, while Peter's had success so far at Churchill this meet, I mean, off a layoff, second off a layoff, he's 0 for 14 right now. So we are playing the odds. Boddick said the Tito's has kicked in and he's playing the 8.
All right, there you go.
Where's Jen Ocho in the chat?
Yeah, where's Jen Ocho?
Jen Ochoa was here. She'd be playing the Ocho as well.
Absolutely. CB likes the 5 here. Bobby D's got.
That's definitely why we're playing 2-5 with 2-5. Those are my 2 horses I like on top.
Yeah.
And then we're going to play 1-3-6 underneath. Try to hit the try. And hopefully we get the 1 out of there.
Yep.
We'd love to see a 2-5-3.
Yeah.
2-5-3. We'll take that one to the bank.
We'll take that one to the bank. Yeah.
Bring it home, baby. 2-5-3. You ready, Sean?
Right. Absolutely.
Bring us all the way back. Let me take $12 out of the bankroll. Leave you $38 for the last race.
Yep.
But you'll have a whole lot more than that because we're getting ready to bring this try home.
Absolutely.
Kyle Graves going to play a try box 2-3-5-7. James White is playing win and place exact in try box 5-6-7. And Uncle Sully said conviction.
Riders up!
the money on the one is kind of going to a little bit to other horses. We've gone from, under 2-1 to 2-1 to now 5-2. So we're evening out a little bit. It'll be interesting. The 2 and the 5 are both sitting at 9-2 right now. So that has changed a little bit as well. So I like that. Those are our horses, 2-5. That's what we want.
And they're off.
So early on down on the inside, the 3 horse is going to take the early lead. Coming up from the outside, the 5 and the 8 are going to show a little bit of speed and be wide. The 4 in between horses is going to be just behind those. The 7 to the outside, the 1 down on the rail. The 6 currently trails the field as we head out to the main track. Islander leads C'est La Vie Charlie by about a neck. It's another length back to Stipulate in third. Down on the rail, Steam Puck coming up on the outside. It is the 4 horse sitting down on the rail in 5th, starting to move, as is the 6 back in 6th, and the 1 horse still trails the field. C'est La Vie Charlie at 28-1 goes to the half in 46.32 seconds. Here comes Islander starting to make that move. The 2 horse from further back is also starting to get into gear as they round the turn and head to the top of the stretch. Here come our 2 horses. They're going to be furthest out of all. The 2 horses going to get sent really wide, is going to have to come back. But right now, Islander takes over the lead from C'est La Vie Charlie. The 6 horse Viable is coming up outside that one. The 2 after the wide trip into the rail, into the lane, got completely taken out of the race. It's going to be 5 and 6 up front, 6 and 5, 6, 5, 3, 8.
6,
5, got
3,
swept
8.
6 wide and just died.
The 6 is okay. Ooh,
What happened?
something happened to 6. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, no, don't look at that.
No.
Oh shit. Worst thing about this game.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely hate it.
A great photo, great finish too between them two. So sad.
Yeah, and he took a ton of late money to go off as a favorite.
Yeah.
And I absolutely friggin' hate this part of the game.
2 of them just ding dong and down the stretch.
I mean, it happened after the wire, though.
It did, yeah. About 5 steps after the wire. Well, yeah, 5 steps after the wire. Hate to see that.
And look, the 2 definitely was starting to come with a run, but just got completely wiped out at the top of the stretch and swept so wide and was just out of the race at that point.
Right, yeah.
But that was not a good ride by Luis.
The white part definitely hurt her, you know.
I just don't understand him being so far back early, Sean. I mean, show me which one of his 6 races show that he's going to be about 14 lengths back.
Yeah.
The furthest he's been back at the first call, Sean, 4.5 lengths.
Yeah.
Now I get it that that's sprinting, but even in the 7 furlong race, he's a length back.
Right. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Let's hope the horses.
Handicapping sucks tonight, Sean, but it sucks because I can't pick a horse that looks like on paper he's going to run a certain race who runs the same race.
Everyone tonight is running the opposite forms, you know?
It's just blowing my mind.
It's absolutely running the opposite form, which is so amazing, you know? I even thought the one was going to be up much closer, and he was dead last, you know? I would have thought the one would have been right up there with everybody, and he was dead last out of the gate. You know? It's one of those nights where it's just the form is. Oh, did you the exacta? Bobby, great job.
I thought he had it the other way. I thought he had 5 on top.
No, maybe I don't know.
Oh, he boxed it. Exactly.
He boxed. Yep, great job. Yep.
Good job, Bobby.
Thomas Blaine, the formula in the race 8 is 10 with the 3, 4, 6. Great job, Bobby D. That's one of those ones that just shakes your head perplexity, you know? And down the aisle, the Doyles come. A big group there. Love it. Always love to see a big group in the you know, at the races. That's great. We're just hoping our viable was okay. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, I didn't see anything crazy in the stretch, and it happened after the wire. So you would think as they're pulling up that maybe the bad step isn't as bad. So
yeah, that's what I'm hoping, you know? Well, we have one race to make it right here, my friend, and that is what we are going to do. That is what we are going to do in this last race. And we are going to do it in style. Nice job, James. James got the win, place, and exacta first race a hit. Well done, James. It's awesome.
This one's my race, though, Sean.
Here we go.
It's your race to bet, but this is my race that I've been waiting for. You'll see when you read the conditions. So
6 furlongs, claiming 16,000 non-winners of 2 lifetime.
Now we're talking.
For 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. And do we have any scratches in here? Let me see if we have any scratches in here. Let me see. All right, let's see here. Yeah, we have the 2, the 7 are both scratched. The 2 and the 7 are both scratched. Here in the last race.
Power out in the Cape, Sean.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, huh? Yeah, Betting in the dark. Yeah, the rain we've had today in Boston has just been crazy. You know, it's part of that nor'easter.
Yeah, JG, I have power, and I've been betting in the dark all night, my friend.
We've been totally dark. All right. So we have, here we go. We're going to finish strong. And this time we have Keith. And Keith, yeah, okay. Our favorite is the 10 Devil's Desire, Stephen Asmussen and Keith, who have not been great yet. All right. Very interesting. 17 minutes to post. Let us know who you guys like here. And any races this weekend, guys, coming up? I don't think there's a lot of big races up here, Tim. It's not a big.
No, it's kind of a down weekend from big graded stakes and stakes races.
Yeah. But the light stays on at Motel 6. Love it, George.
They will keep the light on for you.
I'm Tom Bodette. We'll keep the light on. Famous man. All right, this is an interesting race here, I find. Six furlongs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is a perplexing field, huh? Are you really like somebody here?
I do, and I haven't. I'm changing up a couple of things. So give me 1 second before we start here, because I've got a different perspective that I'll talk about here in a second. But
sure, I know. So yeah, Buffalo, yeah. Oh, Bodek's got a horse running Indy the 27th, race 5, Jordan Grinder. Love it, Bodek. Good luck, my friend. That's awesome. Oh, it's hot and there you go. Carolina Moon ending with a 10-4 over the 5-1-3. Good luck, my friend. Bring it home. This is an interesting race, for sure. There has to be a jockey change here. I know Decky can't ride.
on the 6th?
Yeah, it's Jan Hernandez.
Yeah, Jan Hernandez.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, like, Decky's good.
Yeah.
Kind of hard for Decky right now. Exactly. On my honor, Gregory Fold. Let's see.
Carolina Moon, you'll love what I have to say here in a second. One more quick check of something, Sean, and then I'm ready when you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. Interesting race for sure. We got the S and oh, hey, Firsty. Oh, yeah, it's been a tough night here, bud, my friend. Oh, got 27 horses. Great. That's awesome, Modi. That's awesome. How you been, Firsty? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Curtis Stennett's got a tri-key box 10 with the 1345. Bob Jackson's got a 1-5 exacta box and a 1-5-10 try box. Finish drawing, Bob. Again, thank you to everybody tuning in, 111 tuning in tonight. Penrod is the 2-1 warning line favorite right now. Never run there. Interesting. I find this interesting because, these are the type of spots that he finds a way to win. But interesting, he had him working out at Louisiana Downs. Yeah, bottoms up. We all busted by bet the 6 after tonight. Man, one race left, Alex. That's all we need to do is to win. Exactly. So true. Let's go 6. Trying to see here.
All right, Sean, you ready for my input?
Yes, sir.
All right. So right now you've got the 4 as a favorite, Penrod at 2-1. The 10 is also at 2-1 and has a little bit less money, but both of those are vying for your favoritism right now. And I'm fading both of these horses, and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
So with the 4 horse, Luis Saez, from everything I've seen tonight, he couldn't ride friggin' Secretariat.
Okay.
So I'm just going to fade him in this race because he hasn't done anything right all night long. This is your opportunity to bet him because I'm fading him because I just don't like anything about this horse and nor him. The 10 horse on the outside, Ocon Park, Sean.
Yeah.
Has anybody run well coming out of the Ocon Park meet? You give me one more.
Yep. No.
No, nobody. I mean, I don't know what it was and what was in the water down there that they were giving to the horses this winter. But I mean, I just don't like anybody. Arkansas Derby, Sandman wins, Publisher second, Coal Battle third. It's like, yeah, Cornucopian, who was the next big thing, not only finishes 4th in there, but comes back and it's just been like horrendous. Nothing.
Yeah.
So I can't bet the Ocon chipper here, and Asmussen putting Keith up. I'm going to pass on both of them on top, and I'm going to go to what should be Sean's name, Global Legend. It should be Sean's name, Global Legend. But I do like this horse. I just said one thing, and I'm going to say it again. Yes, this horse is coming out of Oakland, but the thing that I like about this horse is the connections. Cassie's actually been pretty hot. He's doing really well so far.
Yeah.
Putting Torres up on this one. And this horse is right there for the last race, top buyer figure, third off a layoff, which is an angle I love. Everybody knows it.
Yep.
So I just think that if I'm taking a no-con shipper in here, I'm taking the 5 over the 10.
Yep.
I just am. And then for second, I'm going to put the 3. Another one, third off a layoff. This horse has a race at Churchill last time out. And yes, it was at a little bit of a lower level, dropped down off a maiden special weight, but dropped down and won, and then is racing right back. I think that shows confidence by the connections here to bring this one back. And I think that this horse could definitely be right there. Calumet Farm, bred and owned. I like it. So 5, 3, and then I'll put the 2 favorites underneath 5, 3, 4, and 10.
There you go.
But I'm fading both the favorites, and that's kind of the way it's been running tonight, honestly.
Yep. No, I totally agree. I totally agree, my friend. Let me just, he cooked in line live from Hot Springs, Arkansas. That's the week Riders takes off and comes.
Probably.
Okay, let's see the horse.
Don't like that Woo Pig Suey country down there.
And there's Keith.
That's where we send when you're in Kentucky and you're a Kentucky fan. That's where you send your ODX coaches to just kind of fade off into
and die. Yep.
Yes. Into the sunset.
Okay, we're 4-1 here. Okay. Let's see what we got here going on here.
Sean, the global legend.
Let's see. Bobby D's got exacta box 4-3 with 9-5-10. Yep. Okay. Mark does really well with these horses because Mark knows where to run his horses right.
Yeah, I really agree, Sean. And seriously, I mean, I said that about those 2 favorites and fading them and just making fun of the jocks and how things have gone tonight. But I really do like the 5 here, and Cassie is off to a really strong start.
Yeah. And he's running is much better. Well, I think I'm looking, and I don't know what you think. I think the 10. I think Steve's just trying to get rid of this horse. I mean, why would you bring him from Oakland to Louisiana Downs? You know what I'm saying? Like he worked him at Louisiana Downs. He was going to run him at Louisiana Downs. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, this could be just I'm trying to get rid of this horse, kind of,
Yeah, it's definitely a big drop. But the one thing is, if you look, they claimed this horse back on the 6th of April, and they claimed it in a 12.5.
Yeah.
So that last race was a huge step up, and the horse was just not going to compete at that level. So they had to drop this horse back down to the level where the horse could be competitive. And this is that level, but I don't doubt that they're okay with this horse being claimed.
Yeah.
And who owns this one, Sean?
Who, the 5?
Yeah, the 10.
10. Oh, he does. That's what I think he's trying to lose it.
Exactly.
I think he's trying to lose it. I think he's just trying to lose it. And by adding the son, it adds some appeal, to someone,
Yep.
So I'm not a big fan of that one.
Nor am I.
Exactly.
I'll let that one beat me.
All right. So we had 3 minutes till. All right.
So the 4 and the 10 are still, now they've both floated up a little bit. They're 5-2. And the one that's coming down is the horse I do like on top. That's the 5 has come down to 7-2.
Yeah. Okay.
And just an interesting note, Sean, if you're looking at in the will pays, if you're looking at the pick 6 as an example, the 10 is covered but would pay 66,000, but the 3, 4, and 5 would pay 24.
Okay.
So the 3, 4, and 5 are definitely, and the 4 in particular is a little bit lower. But even if you're looking at the pick 5, the 4 is the lowest, but the 5 is also lower than the 10.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So all right. I have our bet.
Call me off guard.
All right. So we are going to go because we have $38 left, right?
Take a shot. Take a swing.
Okay.
We're coming all the way back.
Yeah. I'm going to do a $2 tri-key. Let me see. $2 try. I'm putting this together. 1 second here.
Sure.
I had, but I'm saying, okay. 1, 3. Mm, 8, 10. No, $2 short. Okay. All right. You know what? I'm just going to simply do. Yeah, where the 5, 7, 2. I'm just going to simply do 20 to win and 18 to place in the 5. I just think he's going to win. And a 7-2, that will still get us over $100.
I like it.
I had a couple other combinations, but I didn't know if that would get, and we're down to 3-1. So let's hope these 2 chalks just don't,
And they are off.
off.
So the 6 from the middle is going to go out to the early lead, about a length over the 10 horse. The 4 is currently sitting a half length back in 3rd. Then up on the outside in 4th, it is the 5 horse Global Legend. The 1 is down on the rail, currently in 5th. The 9 outside, the 3 on the rail, coming in between horses, and the 8 about another 2 lengths back, trailing the field. Up front, bottoms up, has about a half length, goes to the quarter, 21-3. Penrod is starting to move up on the inside. So you've got Devilish Desire on the outside, Penrod on the inside. The 9 horse also starting to get into gear. Going to have to go 3 wide as we hit the top of the stretch. Penrod down on the inside, Devilish Desire on the outside. The 3 is trying to make a run at the top 2 down from the inside rail. Going to come between horses, split horses. The 10 is fading kind of badly. The 5 right now, Sean, is dead last.
Yeah, I mean,
4 up front, the 3 splitting horses. Here comes the 3 trying to make a run late. Too little, too late. The 4, 3, and 10.
with the 5 dead last.
The 5 beat 1 horse.
That was our night tonight.
Yes, that's just our
the
night.
late money comes in on him, and he doesn't even lift a hoof. Didn't even. And that was the 4. That was the 4 that won. Penrod. Yeah, Luis Saez. Yeah.
Yeah. And I told you, what did I say? I wasn't betting Saez, so bet all the money you got on the 4 horse.
Yeah. You know,
That's exactly what I said.
yeah. And Jose Ortiz once again just showing how dominant he is, almost winning there. You know. Yep. Turn the page. Sometimes, you know what? I mean, look at it this way, folks. Last Saturday, we couldn't lose. We couldn't. And then you get nights like this where you see the race one way and then you lose the other way, and then that's the way it goes sometimes.
Oh, if you're talking about Rick, if you're talking about ours, he wasn't dead last. He was next to last.
Yeah.
He did pass 1 horse late. I think the 9 was last.
Yep, absolutely, Bob. Bob, the great thing about horse racing, we're not getting upset. It happens. You know what I'm saying? But we'll come right back and get them the next night, and all of a sudden we'll be we'll be hitting 4 of 6. Wondering, is there any easier? Is there any harder races? It just happens. And Churchill was throwing some major curveballs tonight, but
yeah, it was ugly tonight.
But it was a lot of fun. Exactly, Bob.
And to be honest, I absolutely hate Thursday night racing at Churchill.
Yeah,
the cards are always there, always seem to be set up kind of this way, and I just never do well. I'd rather have the Friday, Saturday cards at Churchill.
But they're always a challenge.
Next Thursday, I'm gonna eat those words, and we're gonna take all of Churchill's money.
Exactly. And we love having all of you, 107 strong. Bob, we love you. Rick, thank you. Marv Beatty, always great to see you. Bodick, thank you, sir. Uncle Sully. Bobby, again, Carolina Moon, thank you so much as always. Blair Thompson was even Blair even liked the 5, And everybody who's joined us. JG Funk, I hope your power comes back soon, my friend. Still betting in the dark. Firsty, Curtis, at George Peak, everybody who joined us tonight. Thank James White. Thank you so much, my friends. We will be back next week, Tuesday night at Assiniboia, and we will be ready, stronger than ever to win some nice money at Assiniboia. So everyone have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Man.